Hey, this is Cameron Parker. You're listening to the Unbelievers podcast.
There were several groups. One of the principal ones was the reptilians from the Orion complex.
Without any exaggeration, it was like being on fire inside.
Rats were eating you inside.
This stuff was in my mouth. It felt like it was 500 degrees. It was unbelievably hot.
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan?
I don't understand.
There's always an argument for everything. You know, just because somebody can fake something doesn't necessarily mean it's
and we found a life form. And that's when I started shitting my pants.
So for the person who called, I am carrying an alien.
An alien baby, we covered right here, okay?
Okay.
Something is happening. What is it? That's the question. So do UFOs exist? It depends on what you mean exist.
A man died in prison for discussing this.
We don't know. Is this a real show?
You may be the only person in the world who doesn't know.
What happened, man? Hell yeah.
There will be more on rocks, ghosts, ghouls, werewolves, witches, vampires, creatures of the night, whatever.
You're all here on the program where you continue to learn to unlearn everything you know. Hello. Welcome to Unbelievers podcast. I'm
Russell Ryan. I said his name backwards.
This is Russ. I am joined tonight by Chris Porteous. Hello, Chris. Chris is blown away. Hello, hey. Chris. And also joining us is Peter McCarthy. What's up, Pete?
Hey now.
So what is up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome to Unbelievers podcast. We're doing this one live tonight. How's everybody doing? And we've got kind of a little bit of throwback topic. I was kind of setting up to do like a live stream like we like to do with you guys. And then it just kind of snowballed into becoming a whole thing where I had to revisit a guy we talked about. You guys remember Jonathan Reed?
You know it.
Absolutely. There's nothing like a cryptid and or space creature hidden in a freezer and brought around to sideshow attractions.
It's a great story, and it's of course been covered, but there's more, and I promise there's a lot more. Let's just get into it like we do in an episode. Play a song and get into it. We're going to talk about Alien in the Freezer, Jonathan Reed revisited. Yes, it is. Good description for tonight. Yes, tonight for our topic, a case. Yes, I'm sure a lot of you remember, and that for some reason I have felt very, very compelled to dive into recently, and I know why. Recently came along, I don't know if it was a thread, but someone posted the footage of the Jonathan Reed and Freddie the Alien encounter, and describing the video as, keep this video now, copy it, put it in the vault, send it to the National Archives because as if it's been gone or something. And I guess I kind of fell hook, line, and sinker into getting back into Jonathan Reed, the man, the legend, Jonathan Reed. And so this footage was reposted with this warning. And one of the other reasons I want to talk about this, the comments on this video are very surprising. Now, I thought Jonathan Reed and that whole thing long debunked, even just listening to him on Art Bell. A lot of people are very into Jonathan Reed and do believe the alien in the freezer story. Now, You guys look bewildered. Pete, do you actually still kind of believe in Jonathan Reed?
I never believed in Jonathan Reed, not for a second. Like that's, I mean, look, there's a lot of hokum and pokum that comes out of this stuff, but like the Jonathan Reed, I mean, it's just, it's really, it's crazy. It's crazy,
man. Freezers are a great way to obscure, like put a bunch of ice around something is a great way to obscure a crappy dummy. You know what I mean? Like a lot of Bigfoot, fake Bigfoots, they put them in a freezer, and like that way you can't get a sharp picture of whatever's in the freezer. You know, it's a good tactic.
Right. Well, yeah, this guy's stuff a bunch of elk meat into an old fur or something. Yeah, that. But this is a little different. So yeah, I heeded this warning. I hid the video away. I have it. We're gonna watch it tonight. We're gonna catch up with the story first of Jonathan Reed with this alien encounter, and we're gonna watch some of that actual footage of Freddie the Alien, his ship, the Dr. Reed himself. So here's the story. In October 15th, 1996, in Seattle, Washington, Jonathan Reed is walking with his dog Suzy through the woods, and she went missing or he's walking with her. I found conflicting stories. So Reed goes out in the woods near his home to see if he could find the dog, and when he went into the woods, he found a floating UFO in the shape of a spike. Reed went back inside to get his video camera and began filming the incident. He then saw the alien grab his dog by both jaws, snapping them apart, and as a result, the dog turned to white ash. But this
some Endgame stuff, right? Like in the Marvel movies, just puffed away.
Well, that's what King Kong did to the giant snake in the original movie, and then to a T-Rex in the new movie. You know, he fights him, he snaps his jaw in half, but then turning to dust. That's like what happens to a vampire when it gets staked. Like I think he's mixing up his lore. You know.
Well, yeah, the fact that they could do that by hand. So. Yes, in retaliation, Reed took a tree branch and threw it or beat the alien with it, weakening it, and I think ultimately killing it. Then Reed brings the alien home, and he tried to take a nap because he was very tired after this, but he found himself unable to due to the tension of the incident. And then Reed decided to do a somewhat autopsy of the alien and filmed the alleged examination. And then later on in the story, mysterious white vans arrive, and they took the alien and most of Reed's evidence. So this all happened quickly in 1996, and now that we're reminded of it, we're kind of horrified. We're hearing the story, especially stuff. So we're gonna get a little reminder since we're doing this on video. We're gonna watch a little bit of the original. Here we go. The footage that I was informed I had to take this. We have to get this footage. Here we go, and I'm gonna turn it down one point, and you're gonna know why. Here we go. Okay, and the reason I'm going to turn down, you're going to see, I don't know how, this is what some of it, I guess, some will believe these will not stop panting like that. This is a long video, and he does this the entire time.
What's happening there? It sounds like a two-hand tug-off going on. That's really what sounds like happening.
And it's constant. I don't know how he keeps it.
I don't think he realized.
A heart attack?
I think he thought he had to shake it around so you don't get a good look, but he didn't realize how low fidelity the camera was in the first place. Like he could have aimed it straight at the thing and held it still, and you still won't get that good of a look.
He's panicked though. His dog is dead. And he's beat this alien. He's got his camera now, and right away we get a shot here.
He's fucking hysterical.
Oh, and I will just talk over it because I've watched it again a few times, and he doesn't really say much at all here. You think he's gonna like, oh my god, what is it? He doesn't do anything. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because it's annoying. But he finds right away there's an alien body here on the ground with his head just bashed in. It's pretty gruesome. But that was one important noise you heard there because you heard him.
He's throwing up and filling my pants.
So if you didn't remember who Jonathan Reed was, he's the guy who's always
throwing up and filling my pants.
And that was a good example of it right there. I don't know if you could hear the pants filling, but you could definitely hear the throwing up part. So here we go. So even if so, Chris, you probably haven't seen this in a while. Initial reaction first seeing it, semi-believable, good model. This guy's not a model maker or anything. What do you think?
Well, I think the spacesuit looks a little entry level. It's just like, black sweater and like some work pants or something. But when I see tapes like this in the current climate, with aliens and UFOs getting so much legitimacy, you know, the James Fox, the filmmaker, was on the tail of like a VHS from the Virginia hospital of some aliens in there. And I feel like if that's real, it'd probably look something like this. It's gonna look sad and weird, and it might be legit. But I don't know. This guy looks like he's a Halloween dummy a little bit, but the head is handmade. But you know, it's too expensive to make the whole body. That would have taken him a long time, right?
Yeah, and a good point about the Virginia thing. We're definitely waiting for that. And there's a part here where I think he actually speaks. And as a camera guy, you'll appreciate this. I think this is the moment here. Okay, so I want to bring that up. So he's got a handheld VHS camera. How does he know it's not working though? That's a point that sticks with a lot of people because he's like, "Come on, work, damn it!" As if he can watch the finished footage and know it's messed up. Like but then also people point to that and go, "See, your camera's messing up because you were close by an alien ship that we are about to see that is actually here, or at least some kind of ship."
This raises a lot of questions for me. I have vivid memories of this episode of the Unbelievable podcast, and I don't ever recall him ever mentioning or anyone mentioning that there was video footage of that very incident. So here's my curiosity. Is he actively throwing up and filling his pants while he's making this video?
Yeah, well, I mean, he does throw up in that one part, as you heard. I could probably catch back up. I know if you're just listening to audio, I did turn the audio, but his video is playing. But as I said, it's a lot of this.
Where's the ship?
He's getting there. So it was a quick little run. He finds the dead alien. Well, there it is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead a little bit. And this is the alleged ship, which is described as a black spike. Some people call it an obelisk. I don't agree with that. This is the ship he sees. Which for a ship, it doesn't look very big, and I do have to mute it again. It's not very big for what you call a ship. It almost is like a little pod or something, right?
You know what? My first thought was miniature. My first thought was that this is a miniature, like a diorama or something like that.
Yeah, because like I don't know if you could pause it, but you can see some grass behind it, so it's like it's barely a foot above the ground. You know what I mean? Like there's some grass that's taller than it.
Right, and the footage gets really terrible during this whole thing, which is kind of explained as well. You're next to a weird alien floating object. Of course, is going to mess up your old video camera. You're lucky you got this footage, you know?
Yeah, but you know, if we're strictly talking morphology, though, he did his homework because like it does look like a few other photographed and reported things, like there was that photo that came out from I think in Scotland that Nick Pope was talking about, where it's like a diamond shaped craft with some Harrier jets behind it. It looks a little bit like that, but of course that's assuming they come in all sizes. Look at that. Look how that's 3 feet long.
Yeah, that's your best kind of still shot you're gonna get of it. Like if you kind of fuzz your eyes, that looks like Mothman. But yeah, you know, I mean, it looks like you say I always bring out some Star Wars reference. It looks like an Imperial cruiser thing. It's got that diamondy arrowhead kind of shape to it, and it is just kind of there doing its thing. So we're gonna move ahead a little bit. That's the main These are the main outdoor activities that were filmed. Call them events. Call them stage bullshit. I don't know. Those are the outdoor events. He does go play inside though. We'll move ahead. Gets home. He gets home with a package. So he, of course, went back in. Well, he was there with the woods. He killed the alien. He killed it because it snapped his dog's neck. The dog turned to ash. It endgamed, as Pete said. It was out of there. But some reason he has this cool space blanket with him. What are these called? These are like
emergency blankets. Yes. You might keep it in your car.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So he has one of these, which if anything, adds to the great lore of the alien because it looks like something from a spaceship, but it's in this gold foil. He's like unwrapping it like candy, as we're going to see. He's got this thing home. And again, I don't really need to keep the audio on this. As you can hear, it's just more breathing. He doesn't really ever say anything. He breathes very loudly. So now this is going to be all him now. So he's got it measured out, laid here, and we'll go ahead a little bit. I don't know if you've seen this. This might be the first unboxing, if you think about it. I mean, one of the first, you know.
How did he get this tape out there back in the day? This is 96, you said? Like, what was his distribution method? Did you try to just get on the news or what?
That's when he got on our bell years later, but you know, he was kind of connected with stuff like that. I think that's how most people knew of him. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how this tape. Could you imagine just someone handing you this videotape like that? It probably went and like, look at it, so we can see them all laid out like a burrito. But yeah, that thing was probably going like hotcakes on the viral UFO tape community. And so they put a lot of credence into this. What do you guys think so far? Still look fake as shit or just dead alien?
It looks like a piece of shit to me. I'm not digging it.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Halloween decor has come a long way since 1996. Like you can buy better looking stuff than this from like dollar stores and stuff these days, man. That's paper mache.
I don't know. So he gets up close. I'm trying
now he's touching it.
Now, okay, first off, I guess he does have gloves on here. I'm not sure. Man, this is the last thing I do. If I had a dead alien, though, I don't think the first thing I would do is start picking at his eyes like this. But that's what he does.
Yeah,
I hate eye stuff, but he really wants to get in that, see what's going on with that eye. And look, you can kind of see the eyes move a little bit.
Oh my god!
Which puts I'm sorry if I'm freaking people out with this. Yes, and yeah, the mouth looks like nothing. It almost it reminds me of that Venus on the Moon thing too.
That is what you hear, though, man. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Like when
Apollo 20.
Yeah.
So let's hear. I'll put the audio on a little bit for this. Let's hear the wet noises of its head right now. Reed standing over the alien's head. Oh, it looks a little better from there. That doesn't look good. It's also hard to tell, like with the shitty video quality, the mouth keeps disappearing for me, and I know the quality of this video is not that great.
It's like a turd in a turtleneck.
Yeah, but there is actually a little bit of lore since you keep bringing up the clothes. They do bring up the fact that, and look, he gets in there, as you can see, he gets in there in the head wound. He really starts digging in. There's a couple of moments though where like the alien like winks at you. Like you're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Its eye moves. There is a moment like that a lot of so yeah. Oh no, there he is. Well, that's it. That's a breathing tape. That's the found alien. But there is a little bit of lore to the outfit. I keep trying to spit this out. That it's some kind of strange space spandex that has healing properties. That it's actually a healing thing. And so what happened is he put this thing in the freezer. It did come back to life because he's had recorded conversations with him. This is a little disturbing. I'll have to move that off there. So now we're all kind of caught up with the footage. You can't sit there and keep watching. You can watch that plenty of time. And I suggest everyone, please make sure you've got copies for you and your kids. That could go away at any time. But we're not real experts, I'd say. You know, we have fun with these videos, but we're not real experts in deciding whether that is or not an actual alien. But there is a group of people who actually do have a little bit of say in that department. And before I get to it, I just want to say we are actually streaming this live right now. If something happens to our stream from where we are right now, we're also streaming on Twitch, and we're also this video is streaming on Facebook right now, just in case something happens and they're not happy that we're watching this. This is also recording. The full video of this will be up on our Patreon later. But we're going to throw to some real experts, see if you remember these guys.
Oh my God. There's a flying saucer. I'm getting a series of lights right there. Oh my God. What the heck is happening?
The walking pants, you saw them.
I love them.
Early hint of what this is. Ben, Bill, Miguel, Larry, Lon, and Austin. That's fact or fake paranormal files, which I'm realizing I haven't seen this show in a long time. Reminds me, I think Paranormal Paparazzi ripped off their whole intro from this show. Remember? And we just covered that. It's maybe just as fresh on the brain. Watch how they get into their show. I'm figuring they're about to send someone out to go assault somebody, but no. They are in a way.
They felt like a superhero team to me. I felt like I was watching the beginning of really an action-packed thriller about to unfold before my eyes.
Yeah, the bars really dropped down, man. Now these days they run shows like this from bars.
I know, and it's just two people. They got no budget anymore. They had I have a newfound respect, and so this is one of my favorite things. We haven't covered this show in a while. This is my favorite things is that they have like a pitch meeting where they bring up 4 cool things, but they only do 2 of them. Spoilers. One of them is of course going to be Jonathan Reed.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Benjamin.
Hey. So guys, we have some really spooky videos today. Why don't we start with you, Lon?
All right, speaking of creepy, I brought you guys the mythical cryptid, the Mothman.
All right. Now we're getting sidetracked because we're going to see a great Mothman video that I had completely forgotten about, where it looks like a mannequin or like almost like a glider. It just goes by real quick. Here we go. And this is the big one she's bringing.
Now, we've heard about them since the 1960s. Well, this video is a really recent one. It comes from Stark County, Ohio. Take a look. All right.
Oh,
See him? Is that it?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of looks like a gargoyle.
Let's look at that again.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so I'm trying to pause with a semi-decent shot. Yeah, it looks like a little glider guy. It looks fun. It looks like something you put on a wire. Like I remember I had a Superman figure when I was a kid where you just had a little hook on his back and you threw him on a string. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, or it's just a turkey vulture carrying a rat or something. You know what I mean? It could be a lot less exciting than that.
And that's way more exciting. Yeah, but I'm having the same reaction as you guys. If someone brought this and I was the guy, I'd be like, we're not doing this. No. They do this.
See?
You can even see the wings on it at one point.
And its legs hanging down.
I think this is simply a 2D animation, not even 3D, because it's not.
Oh, that face! Oh, 2D animation. I don't even think that. That's
like Roger Rabbit.
Right,
no,
right.
He mean it's like the model of Mothman in the shot is a 2D asset, like a PNG that just gets scaled a little bit as he comes along.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Wait, what do let's see. And yeah, I guess we're still is the stream still going? We're doing all right. It looks okay so far.
Even moving. The legs are not articulated. The wings aren't moving.
Look at the lighting on the wings, though. As it comes in, the wings light up slightly, and then as it goes away from the headlights, it slowly fades out.
You're like After Effects. You don't know shit. But this is 2010. Could you do that? Pull that off in that time?
Absolutely, but the audacity to try is really what you need. You know,
go for.
Can I just point out the guy calling bullshit on this? The gentleman with the soul patch reminds me very much of the lead singer of a particular '90s band. Rest in peace, Smash Mouth.
Yes, he is very Smash Mouth like. You're right about that. But he's actually not so bad. I think he sticks. I think he's on the adventure we have to watch.
So what's the consensus?
I think this would be a fun video to try to recreate.
I kind of like it. I don't buy this video.
I'm a skeptic of the Mothman. I think it's CG.
Oh, the original Mothman or that one? I've never heard of it.
She's very happy. She's very unhappy.
I've always been skeptical of the Mothman for his CG qualities. He looks completely CG back in the 60s.
Dude, it kind of played the the sound effect when like a statement of truth.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that.
Yeah, those show. Oh, I wish I had the fact sound. I gotta see if I have the fact sound on me. I love the fact sound. I don't know if I have it though. So yeah. I know that's something I should constantly have, but I have to fill my board up with things like
throwing up and filling my pants.
And things like
footprints have 2 toes.
just nonsense. All right, so they're shitting on her Mothman story. She tried. Bring us something better.
I'm leaning towards it being more CG. I'm really skeptical, but I'm not willing to just completely exit out for now. I say we put it aside and see what else we have. So, Bill, I hear that you have a really interesting clip.
I do.
All right, he brings a great one. Now, we'll kind of skip through this, but he brings something called the Memorial Day Bigfoot, and this is the Bigfoot that is just fucking booking it. This is the world's fastest Bigfoot you will ever see, and all it is this wide shot video of Bigfoot. He's Ben Blankenship trucking it across the thing.
Lori and Owen Pate were fly fishing in Chapaka Lake, which is in Washington State, when their dog started barking at something up on the hillside. Lori looked up and saw like this large figure and grabbed a video camera and started filming, and she recorded this large brown bipedal creature running across the hillside and behind this mound up on the hill. Ben, why don't you go ahead and roll this clip?
See where the bush is? And then there's a small pine tree.
There's a fire, buddy. Where are you going?
Wow.
It looks ape-like.
Does?
It looks like it has fur. But I can also see a lot of skeptics looking at this video saying, that's a guy running in a costume.
See, you can't trust your other people in the show. They're all mad that they shit on her Mothman. She's like, oh, you don't like my Mothman? It looks like a guy. Yeah, no shit. It looks like a guy in a suit. It is the most guy in a suit thing you've ever seen. But
I don't even know if you need an ape suit for this video. You could just wear black, and I think it would look like that. I think it could just be a jogger with a hoodie on, man. It's so low res and far away.
Yeah. We see a lot of these. I remember watching those ones. There's a lot of ones where it's like a guy, it's like a beast way up on a mountain, so far away that you see like they're zooming in from 2 towns over, and there's a figure that's not supposed to be anybody up there. It's like, I don't know, why not? What do you mean? I'm sure some guy got up there.
Yeah, and it's also because it's Memorial Day, you got a lot of bros on holiday.
Pranksters are out on Memorial Day getting their Bigfoot suits on. Maybe he just had to go, or maybe he was
throwing up and filling my pants.
He had to get out of there.
How do you feel about the credibility of the filmer?
Their attention was drawn to the hillside by their dog. They were just simply trying to get set up to go fishing. When the dog was barking, they turned
all
around.
on the dog.
Lori Pate then saw something. Her camera was right there. She grabbed it and just started rolling.
Okay.
You know what I like? Yeah, there have been Bigfoot sightings all over the world, but a third of them happen in the northwestern region, right in Washington. So to take us there to actually investigate it would be really great.
They're thinking about the show. For the show first. Bigfoot's a big thing. We can go to the Pacific Northwest.
Free trip.
All right, so we know Bigfoot's up in the Pacific Northwest. Wait, what else is happening up in that area in Washington? Maybe they can make this a twofer.
What is everyone's feelings on this?
It hits all of our criteria. I say we do it.
This got the possible breeding grounds of Bigfoot. Yeah, I want to go there.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, this is the hotbed for Bigfoot sightings. If we're going to...
But what are they going to do? Just find that one and make him run it? No, I'll just tell you, we won't get it. They take him and their stunt guy dresses like Bigfoot. It's great. We're not watching that though.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, these 90s Bigfoot guys, like the Patterson tape was so good that if you're not going to outdo the Patterson tape, you should just stay at home.
Yeah. Well, they need content. If it's out there, there's people that have to report on it, whether they be in bars or paparazzi chasing people down, or these guys up in their comic book like office.
Yeah,
I like these guys are more serious though.
Investigate a Bigfoot case. Let's go there.
This is one of the better Bigfoot videos we've seen, and I've always wanted to do Bigfoot, so why not use a video that's actually pretty good?
I've always wanted to do Bigfoot.
All right, we get it. Yes, I've been crushing on Bigfoot. I'm loving on Bigfoot so much. All right, you're going. You guys are going. You're going. Just don't worry. You can't just do this though.
Is this their leader? This is their leader, right?
So Ben Hansen. This is Ben Hansen, the leader, who was also on A Ghost of Morgan City with one Joshua P. Warren.
Yeah, he distributes the Travel Channel budget.
He is like their accountant or something. He's also, he always hear ex-FBI agent. I think he did Ghost Highway or one of those. He did Ghost of wherever else they sent Jeremy Leonard. He does those kind of ghosts. All right, let's go somewhere else.
Sounds like most of us want to go out and do it. Let's revisit it after we've seen the rest of our videos.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. That brings us to jail.
I will actually skip this. Look at this. This is the most Unbelievers episode ever. They're going to consider the Guardian UFO. Do you guys remember Guardian? Of course, Canada, Guardian. Chris,
too bad it never takes off in this video. That would have been sweet, but they rigged up some Christmas lights, but they forgot to bring a cherry picker or something, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Guardian is classic. I love it. It was one of the best Unsolved Mysteries episode. Fascinating. Probably why I made all this. Guardian's great, but they basically go Guardian. They're like, no, Guardian's stupid. So I'll skip through that because they get to our boy finally. Let's hear the end.
One big SWAT and
okay, wait, he's telling the story. Sorry.
Creepy, incredible stories you'll ever hear. Jonathan Reed says that he was out with his dog Suzy, hiking. His dog breaks loose and starts running. He starts following his dog and he hears his dog yelping. When he gets there, he comes upon the scene of seeing a 4 to 5 foot tall creature who has his dog by both jaws and is ripping it apart.
What?
Okay.
So he has to tell the story of Jonathan Reed and Suzy to his group of TV people and tell, if Jonathan Reed made this up, this is such a funny troll because he has to have all these people react to a dog getting its like mouth ripped open like it's the Thing or something. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, you know what this makes me realize though? It's like he had to say the dog turned to dust so that no one would say, show me the dog. But then it's like, what happened to the real dog?
Yeah, where'd the dog go? Suzy is real. Like, it's a real dog. Yeah, it's definitely a real dog. At least I hope so. And this is my face as well. If you're watching on video, I'm agape. I can't believe this was me first hearing the story when he said,
Be throwing up and filling my pants.
That was me. So he's brought it. Now the read is on the table. Fact or fake? Oh my God, it's happening.
In his rage and fear with this stick that he'd picked up off the ground, he gives it one big swat and hits this creature on the head to the ground. He's able to pull out a video camera and his still camera he had in his bag and start photographing this thing.
There it is. And so they also bring up as the ship. The ship is very important to this. There's two very important things which these guys are going to focus on because this is fact or fake. And you guys remember this show is all about going someplace to just debunk it the best you can and do it yourself, right?
Okay.
Remember the walking pants? I think that's the one time we covered this where they tried to recreate the Fresno Nightcrawler.
I love them.
Yeah, so they're gonna go make a cardboard diamond UFO. That's pretty cool.
Let's see. Like, you have to keep the sound on.
Real? This case is awesome.
He carries it back to his Jeep. When he gets home, he decides to do kind of an examination to see what this thing could be. This is where he hit it on the head with a stick.
Yes, you are watching people watch people watch the Freddie video that we just watched, and you're the third removed person watching this.
He comes back to his house one day and sees vans parked in front. The creature is gone.
Man, those 90s hairdos really did hang around longer than expected, right? Like, this show is 2010. These guys have like the goatees and the same kind of dudes, except him. He looks like, I don't know.
His shirt's so tight. It's so tight. His sleeves are so short. His arms are so skinny.
I feel like he just left the airport from landing a 747 and he just happened to be in town just in time to do this. This guy's a pilot on the side, right?
He looks like a just for men pilot. Like he only gets to do it once a year because he's sick. Is that what I'm thinking of?
Oh,
listen, man, you're gonna trust a guy with a collar like that more than like a haggard, loose collar, disheveled tie alien investigator. You know, he's doing it for credibility.
People do like that uniform, and epaulets go a long way. I'll say that. I definitely have always been a sucker for a guy wearing those.
What are your first impressions of the video?
I'm so excited that
you know I'm a sucker for him. I know what they're called.
I've actually heard about this before. I mean, this guy has done radio specials about this, and there are a lot of believers.
He has millions of followers. He's written a book. He's got DVDs.
People believe this is really hard evidence of extraterrestrial beings.
They're building them up. They're building them up. They're
on.
like, no. Millions of people are behind the read. Everyone, look at him. He's like, the read. You believe we can't go do Guardian? We got to do the read?
No way.
He
He has
looks like
millions of
he looks
followers.
like he's got an uncle in the mafia.
I think at this point they know he's been on coast to coast. So you can just say millions of people have heard this guy. It's like possible. There's millions. There's no way. No millions knew about Jonathan Reed. I don't think I knew about him until Unbelievable podcast and that classic episode. But you know, it was harder. Like I know from doing the show, it was harder to find like certain like, you know, just shows and have access to and all the other stuff that was actually going on. That's why this is a little accoutrement. There's so much weird Reed stuff out there that we haven't covered. So
big case. Yeah. I want to focus just on this video, though.
So that's the blinking part. I was trying to find in it and look at it. He can't believe it. So that it does, the monster does blink. Its eyes open, and he's like, oh, fuck, maybe this is real. This isn't as shitty as I thought.
I'd really like to meet Jonathan Reed, talk to him face to face, and maybe find out how he did this.
No matter what the outcome, it needs to be exposed.
Oh, that's like you're on my hit list. Like, yeah, whatever happens, we're exposing this guy. Exposing, it's gonna happen. And Ben's like, all right, I guess we're doing this.
I agree. I think that no matter what happens, because this is so huge in the UFO community, we really have to examine it. We can't ignore this one.
And if I can get him to agree to have a conversation with me, I have a lot of questions for him. I really see no need for further debate on this. I think we should lock it in right now. I think that leaves us with just reviewing what we've seen today. We've locked in the Reed case.
Yeah, and you locked in Bigfoot because it's in the same state. You're just saving on budget. So they're doing the Reed, and that is the open eye part here. We're going to skip now. Yeah, that's it. They're set up, but they take so much time. They do a lot of stuff with the Bigfoot. They split off into teams. And let me get to where the full part starts here, which is not till 26 minutes in. 26 minutes in, we're finally, look, they do a lot of just looking for the Bigfoot and recreating. Oh, no spoilers. So they're going to go find the Reed himself. And this is the wrap up of the Bigfoot. And here we go. Let's get into them heading to Washington to meet and talk with fresh audio. He's not saying
Be throwing up and filling my pants.
He's not even talking about.
And they were in some kind of mortal conflict.
New words from the Reed.
So you heard about our trip to Washington. Why don't you tell us about yours?
While you were out looking for Bigfoot, we were out exploring the possibility that a man actually had an encounter with an alien in the woods. This is famous case, Dr. Jonathan Reed. He has millions of followers.
Where he does.
So here's what happened.
Yeah. Oh.
While you were out looking for Bigfoot, we were out exploring the possibility.
This is why editing does great. I hate these little whipbacks where they say the same thing. Apologies, but then you're getting like
possibility that a man actually had an encounter with an alien in the woods.
Yeah, sorry for video reminder. SmackDown has moved to sci-fi. You can you can tell where I pulled this on. Yeah, this is some bootleg footage of this show where if you're watching video, yes, Rey Mysterio and the Undertaker are covering up the alien right now. All right, back to it.
And that he hit this alien on the head and took it home.
Is this tradition?
So here's what happened.
Okay, I got to get this name down, and first one to pronounce it right gets points. Snoqualmie?
I wouldn't do any better than that.
Welcome to city of Snoqualmie.
All right, guys, so here we are in Snoqualmie Pass. It's about 60 miles outside of Seattle to see Dr. Reed.
And a lot of people believe his story.
Yeah, I'm excited to be able to finally get his side of the story face to face.
All right, so we got the FBI, we got the effects specialist. Good one to have. Again, I always bring it up. I know Ben, that guy's always brought up his former FBI agent, but it seems like the shows you see him on, he looks like he's like 22. Like, how long of an FBI agent were you? I always wondered about that. You've been on TV since you were 16. I don't understand.
6-month internship out of high school.
Woody got one of those. No, I'm not going to say that. I respect thank you for your service. And
yeah, I don't know.
Especially in this. Like, this might turn me around. You might hang around with Cajun demonologists, but you also were getting up to stuff. This is Reed Hall. Okay. All right. Out of the woods, steps a man that we know well. We get to see him finally in good quality video. Talk. This is Jonathan Reed.
Must be Jonathan.
Yes. Nice to meet you, Ben.
Thank you so much for inviting us up here. I mean, this place is gorgeous.
Okay, either Ben Hansen is completely huge, humongous, or Jonathan Reed is a very tiny guy. He's kind of, I didn't expect this. Look, I've seen Jonathan Reed's face a ton. We know this classic, very dark mustache, very light hair look. I didn't realize he was kind of like DeVito-ish almost. Danny DeVito kind of like quality.
Well, Yeah, man, he's about the same height as the alien that he was fighting, I think.
And he's rotund.
That's why. Okay. Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at. I didn't know. Like he's all right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and then we're actually pretty close to where the incident took place.
Yes, you're probably 300 feet away.
Okay.
And this is exactly the way it was, right here.
Can we walk the same
Sure.
path that you took, and you can show us exactly where it
Okay,
happened?
we can start down this way.
Great.
All right. So JL wants to take down Jonathan Reed himself, taking a TV crew to where this all happened. This was not faked. He's brave enough to take basically the paranormal cops to the spot of his crime, alleged crime, because they're only here to do crime stuff. I guarantee that. That is like why I don't think they're there to be like, man, I think this really happened. They're like, we are gonna dunk on you so hard. We've got all of the resources, the cameras, and you're just falling into it.
When I came here that day, right up here through that opening in the trees is where I came over and I saw my dog entangled with this thing, and my dog was screaming for her life.
And they were in some kind of mortal conflict.
All right, so that's me adding that. Suzy.
And within seconds, this thing grabbed her head, her jaw, and ripped her head right in half, tearing her backbone completely out of her body. Blood, tissue everywhere. The remains of my dog was nothing but white ash on the ground where it hit.
Wait. What is it? He said it's just blood and tissue. Well, but actually, it's all ash. It's ash. She's looking at him like, I hate you. You made me think of a dog. We're looking at JL looking at him with the most stern look. Like, how dare you if you're making this up? Say such a disgusting act on a wonderful animal.
You know who I want to talk to? If Jonathan Reed has like a sister who lives in that area, I want to talk to her husband because he's probably tired of hearing about this guy, and he'll tell you what cousin or sister got gifted a free dog that week. You know what I mean?
Oh, your dog just runs. You live in the woods, man. I don't know. Is there some other guy with a shack here? Look at him in his leather jacket out here, trying to look all badass. No wonder he's breathing so much too. Yeah, I didn't know this to watch this. This dude is super out of shape. Yeah, walking those 2 feet with that camera probably was super exhausting. So all that crazy breathing is starting to make a little more sense. I love the evil looks that we catch in this show. She's giving one to him now, and he's gonna go on with his death story
And they were in some kind of mortal conflict.
The ground, and it was just ashes.
Wow.
And so I didn't think, I didn't have any logic. I just wanted to kill it. So I hit it as hard as I could with this branch. And right at that point, I could see that behind those evergreens, there was a black-looking shape.
You know, I kind of wish one of the experiments was, hey, all right, Jonathan Reed, why don't you hit me as hard as you can with a branch? Because I don't think it would actually hurt or kill me or do anything. You've got no reach. You're very weirdly built. I don't think you could take it. I don't think you could hit me with a branch. I don't think you could do it.
I just refuse to believe that aliens are vulnerable to sticks. You know what I mean? If they can turn a dog to vampire dust, I don't know if they're vulnerable to sticks. That's all I'm saying.
Good point.
This one took a shot, though. And Freddie. And Freddie, of course, he's the named alien, the dead alien Freddie, which comes back to life. A lot of stuff happens with that. But they're not worried about that too much. They have two things they're worried about, which is the dead alien and this thing, the floating thing, the ship.
And it was 3 feet off the ground. Nothing underneath it. Didn't make any sense. I tried to find logic in the moment. I couldn't find any.
Tell me where the point of it was.
Probably about where you are.
Okay.
It was 9.5 feet long, 2.5 feet thick, and 3.5 feet wide.
What led up to this footage that we saw?
I literally circled the body on the ground and brought the camera around, and I had the camera down almost between my legs. And the reason was I kept falling down. I kept throwing up over the top of the camera.
So it's still a big deal. That I don't know. I didn't see puke falling over the camera lens. Maybe that's why it was fucking up, because he was
throwing up and filling my pants.
He didn't want to say filling his pants on TV though. He was not brave enough. He's like, I was just just throwing up. That was it. I wasn't. Let's see. Maybe he does slip in something about his bowels. You think he couldn't help himself, man? If you're gonna make up a story, make up one less embarrassing. And that's allegedly. Like, you don't have to shit yourself in your story to make it believable. I don't know.
Brought the camera around, and I had the camera down almost between my legs. And the reason was I kept falling down. I kept throwing up over the top of the camera, over the side of the camera.
When did you decide that I'm taking this with me?
I thought, what I have imagined, it cannot be true. And so I picked it up and I drove back, and then I brought it in my house, put it on the floor, and got the video camera and photographed it.
And I went to fucking town. I dug in his eyes. I took a stick and put it inside his head wound. I peed on him later. He did all kind of stuff to this thing.
He fucked it.
At the start, Ben says that he got still photographs too. Have you seen those ever?
No, he's like, well, I stood very still with the video camera. It's like, that's not still photography. I don't. But maybe because he does talk about later that the white vans came, everything was stolen. I have nothing from this except what you see now and all. But he actually does have more. He has things I didn't even know about. We're gonna get into, but we gotta. I always talked up the walking pants. I was like, this show can't prove anything wrong. They do a pretty good job here, and they put the button. Oh God. That's the eye part.
Well, John, you're right. This is an amazing story. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to stick around and run some experiments, examine the ground.
Yeah, we'll meet up with you probably before we check out of town.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see the read again at the end. They're like, we're done with you. We've heard enough, but they did talk to him in person. Imagine Jonathan Reed got to be on this show to talk to him, looking completely ridiculous. Look like the last guy you should see in the woods. He looks like some wannabe mobster looking dude. He looks terrible.
You're right. The leather jacket is a bit much. I don't know what he's going for out there, but it could be worse. He could be dressed like Indiana Jones. He couldn't win either way.
It's weird that he isn't related to Tom Reed, because Tom Reed from Berkshire UFO, he's just as stupid looking and annoying. Well, he wants to be this like, hey, I'm this Italian looking gangster guy. It's like that look is dumb, but he's actually, honestly, I don't really know what the Reed gets up to. I know Tom Reed gets up to dirtier stuff than him.
We have some really good stuff to work with here. He's given us a whole lot of information. I say we go back to the car, grab some of our equipment, and we'll start here.
Sounds good. The story is really far-fetched.
But, he never said that his story made sense, only that it did happen, and that the video that we're seeing is evidence of it. And so I think we need to focus on trying to recreate that video.
Now, this is great. This is one of the most prepared shows ever. And when you see what they pull out here, you're going to be like, oh, what did you just MacGyver this together? There's no way. This is where I do think this might be some kind of conspiracy. Again, I hope I don't call him Tom Reed. Jonathan Reed, because they go all out. They don't just bring a dumb ape suit and run around.
All right, guys. Here are materials. We're going to build an obelisk and an alien. Let's get it out. If you want to grab that side, this thing's pretty heavy.
Okay, and I'm only pausing again to emphasize what he just said. We are going to build an obelisk. We are going to make an alien. Just that is the claim that they're making. There's no way that's actually what happened. You'll see.
Heavy. All right.
You know what I find really hard is that this guy sounds so genuine when he tells this story.
He's been telling this story for over 14 years now.
Well, that's true. He's had time to rehearse a script if that's the case.
Thank you.
It's not one of these shows without a building montage, and this is a good one. This looks like there's just really shitty wood they're using here. They're not even giving him much credit for using quality tools and stuff. It looks like broken piece of wood. I thought that thing was supposed to look cool and smooth. But
yeah, what do you think Reed used, man? He just spray painted the thing matte black. You can't see any detail on that thing.
If that's the plan, I guess. be funny if they actually built a go-kart and went down to another truck that had everything built already. And they were like, we were just building a go-kart, guys. We're just going to get the thing that's already made. We're not building an alien street.
All right, looks like we're ready, guys.
Okay.
Ready?
Let's see it.
Go. With all my obelisk building experience, I'd have to say that this is one of the better ones.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, yeah. That's what they just built. They built that just now. You think so?
Actually looking really good.
Dude,
now it's just.
It looks identical. There's no way that's what they just built. That's some complicated building they're doing right there. Why are they even fucking around with wood?
I think that's bigger than
prefabbed it.
Yeah.
Wait, what were they building? Was they building the sawhorse this thing is standing on? That was not what they were doing. Like, that thing looks great. It looks perfect. Like they came to play with Jonathan Reed. They're like, oh, you think you can do this? We're a TV network. We know Hollywood folk. We probably have one of these hanging around in a back room, which is actually what I believe about this and the alien. That this is just fit. They knew people who had things that were close enough to it, right? Someone on a set had this thing. You've seen that before. That's been in a movie.
Got to make it float. That's going to be the challenge.
All right, now that we're finished with the obelisk, I want to show you guys this alien creature that I made. Let me go get it.
Like I built an obelisk with a I don't know what you even call this, a cardigan t-shirt with the epaulets on it. It's completely dressed to the nines for a little guy. There's no way.
Yeah. What up with that chalk line on the obelisk too, though? That's not. I don't know if that's screen accurate.
I think it's tied down, actually. I think that's probably like I think
Okay.
it's tied to what they haven't even finished opening the thing from the studio yet to
Right.
do it. They didn't do that. That's what I'm saying.
Sweet.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I wonder how close we got to the original.
They're like, I can't wait to see Jonathan Reed's stupid face when we show him how fake he is. Kitty.
All right, here he is.
Take a look.
Our very
Wow.
He's like, I was doing this. I was making this in the back seat when we're on our way here, by the way. This thing. Yeah.
own alien
That thing is
creature.
really creepy.
We're going to see a fake Freddie. It's going to be very disturbing. Free.
I want to show
Look, we never have ads and we never will. We'll stick with that.
you guys this alien creature that I made. Let me go get it.
I hate
All right, here he is.
Take a look.
Our very
Wow.
own alien
That thing is
creature.
really creepy.
All right. They have a very, very, very nice Hollywood alien. That's a good effect. That is something you could put in any movie. That looks like it's off of the set of what? Fire in the Sky, maybe. This was a background alien or something.
Yeah, it's not as good as that, but I will give them credit. Like it does look like they actually tried. Someone who's not them looked at the Reed tape and said, "Let me try and get this face sort of close." I think this has a lot more detail, though. You can see like some wrinkly texture on the skin that Reed just looked a bit like paper mache compared to this.
Very. Yeah, and it's so hard to tell with the quality of video if the thing is like gray or brown or and you don't know what the thing actually looks like. But as far as they got the slits and the semi nose right in the right spot, that's about it. They make it look like it's 1,000 years old now, though. Like Freddie's like a teenager, like he's all fresh face compared to this guy. All right, well they're putting him out.
Bizarre.
Yes. How bizarre. How bizarre. Great reveal, though. It looks like it's got, if you can imagine that his hair, too, it's actually very funny.
Looks real, doesn't it?
It does.
You've got the eyes. You've got the mouth.
Oh,
You've got the same
Right, the comparison, too, to like, no, Freddie looks like you took some Play-Doh and you just cut two like kind of little quick slits for eyes. Now, in fairness, he is dead, of course, but they went too far. They didn't want it. They're like, we can't make it look like that. We're going to look stupid bringing this thing around. Come on.
texture that we're seeing.
Let's start the experiments and get this stuff down the forest.
Okay.
The creature was right here next to this flag. So I'm going to set him down here.
So yeah, this is really happening. They're going to actually recreate being Jonathan Reed in the video. I'm really hoping that Ben
Be throwing up and filling my pants.
If he isn't actually shitting himself when he's recording this, then all accuracy can be thrown out. If he doesn't at least throw up on the camera once, he should stick his finger down his throat or something. All right, here we go.
Okay, here's our video so that we can compare, try to get the positioning right.
All right, so we have a 53-inch alien. It has a polyurethane skull covered in a latex skin. It looks really good, but we're going to see how it looks when we try to replicate it in the video.
His back was up here, and then he came down, filmed it, and then kept going. The obelisk was back there.
So now they have to set up the obelisk, of course. So they're going to set up the whole video because you have to have kind of all of this set up to be able to do it. And poor Reed, he didn't know what he was inviting in. Like, oh no, we just want to come talk to you about your dog or something. Remember that?
And they were in some kind of mortal conflict.
Thank God they're not recreating anything related to Suzy. Okay, I'm glad that she's Ash. Don't even worry about her. We're only worried about the obelisk.
We're ready to go get the obelisk now?
Go get it.
Hopefully they got just as old of a camera.
So which way does the tip go?
The thinner part is going to be on the right.
Yeah, perfect. So they're setting this thing up, and yeah, you're right. Like, you're kind of onto it.
So I drilled on this.
It almost needs to look like an art installation, like a little piece, right? Like,
mount on the back side. We're going to attach it to this Schedule 80 aluminum pipe that we've secured to the ground and wrapped in greenery. And hopefully from the vantage point, you won't be able to see the pole and it will appear to be floating in midair.
We're going to use a camouflage called camouflage. We're just going to throw some leaves over it. No one's going to notice this. I'm going to be shaking the camera. It's fine.
Well, what do you say we start recreating this video, huh? We'll see how well I can replicate the breathing.
Yeah. And it is going to be Ben Hansen himself. He's like kind of been a little quiet in his disbelief. But he's like, oh, no, I'm the Reed. I am playing the Reed. I want to have the camera. You guys make the obelisk. You make the crazy alien. I'm going to be out there.
Keep throwing up and filling my pants.
That's me. I want to do it. And he does.
This might be the most difficult part of the video.
Let's do this.
There we go. So great.
All right, Ben, are you ready?
This is great. I want to go set one of these up now. I want to make a Freddie and a little obelisk floating in the woods that I can go play around with like this. Like, all right, everybody should just go make a
Ready to go?
Yep, I am ready.
Okay, I'm looking at the video here. Just remember to try to get some really erratic movement because Reed looks like he's searching.
Act like a total moron.
Are we ready to go? Yep, count me down. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Do your best, Reed. Go. And see. Breathe more. Breathe more. Oh, I already believe it. It's working. What do you guys think so far?
No.
You think Reed's better? Yeah, you're starting to believe Reed now, right? Like,
no, I don't believe anything. There's no cassette camcorder. He's not using a VHS camcorder. He's got some fancy fangled new, probably 10 and probably 720. Probably 720. But he's doing 720. Yeah, it's too good. He needs a camcorder with a VHS in it. It's a failed experiment. The premise is aft.
You're right. Dude, you need the puke. You need.
It's even got a lens hood. Like he's stopping lens flares from happening, which would obscure the alien even more. Like that's not good.
At first, I thought he was like trying to stagger around on the ground, like Reed in his shit panic, But like, I don't know what was
They
happening.
make him amp it up a little. I think at one point they're like, "Come on, you gotta you're doing it." You like. It's funny that Ben is like the most mild mannered guy on any of these shows. He never gets to wild out doing anything. He's very like,
but
it's good.
But you can already tell it does look better than Reed's video, even in 720.
Yeah, too much. It looks too good. Let's watch some more.
Yeah, it's too good.
Come on, you're like, oh God, no. Seeing it like that, you think of what Jonathan Reed actually had to be doing. He was just going, oh my God, what am I seeing? What am I saying? Like seeing it filmed. If someone was filming Jonathan Reed, that's the video I want. I want whoever's filming him.
He's holding that camera pretty fucking tight, dude. What's going on here? He's like,
by the studio. He's not gonna. He's probably lost a couple already doing this show, and he's like, "All right, look, we warned you, man. Do not. You're not allowed to puke on this thing."
yeah, he's holding it like somebody's gonna take it away from him, man. He's fucking. It's crazy. He's in a panic too. He's doing the breathing, but why?
He needs to do it more though. He's not really committing like he should be.
Cut. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Academy Award, then.
From what I could
Done.
see, I thought I was watching Jonathan Reed walk through the forest.
Now the comparison, when they kind of course, with the powers of Hollywood editing, they do make it look. They make it look a little closer. Like you can tell, their video looks like shitty too now. Like, for some reason, they can pick certain frames where it looks just as shit as Jonathan Reed's.
I think it would be great. This looks really good.
It looks really good. It's like, you tell me which one was made by Hollywood. I'd be like, the one on the right. The one on the right.
Yeah.
Look, it looks too good. Freddie just looks like nothing. Like, he looked like a dead just thing.
Really impressed by the suit, by the face.
You guys, that looks so good.
It looks like it's hovering in midair. The breathing actually helps.
And their monolith thing looked too good too. I think that Jonathan beats him in that too. I think he beats him on both fronts. His video is more compelling.
Because when you're breathing like that, you feel like the motion of what the camera would be doing. I did stumble.
Okay, but for true accuracy, maybe Ben's dog should have been killed like right before this. Like, maybe they should have taken. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry about to bring up all this dog death. It's Jonathan Reed. They were
in some kind of mortal conflict.
Not my fault that that's what the story is. All right, well, this is it. They've got their things together, and I think they bring the Reed in again. They are very proud of what they came together with, though. They're very proud that, hey, we did pretty good. I mean, we had a week to do this, and we're not so.
See how doing what we're doing would be exactly what he would have done if he had hoaxed it.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on and do the interior part of this video.
Oh God! So they have to do the gross part too. They're gonna go inside and they're gonna unpack their Freddie doll, and they're gonna lay it down. And here we go. This is their version of the dead Freddie. They're gonna bring, because you make two things. You can recreate every Jonathan Reed video. That's all you need: a dead body and a big piece of plywood obelisk.
And open these eyes automatically whenever we want.
This is pretty simple, right? This is like the same stuff you would use like in a remote control airplane or something, little tiny motors and just servos that run.
It's really not that complicated at all.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that is the catch, though. They have like little servos in his eyes, and he's got this little remote that he can make the eyes do the little Freddy motion. I don't think Jonathan Reed was anywhere close to pulling something like that off.
Dude, if like, I don't know if we could check the tape or not, but I'm pretty sure the Jonathan Reed blinking is just a reflection of a light on Freddy's eye as he passes. Like, he's moving the camera, a light, you get a light hit. I think that's all it is. He didn't do this.
Yeah. That's the light hit that, launched 1,000 prop masters to try to recreate this thing now, because they've got this really expensive thing. And spoilers, we do find out later. This is like a $15,000 alien being that they've either gotten from someone else or made themselves, but that is the price tag that I have heard for this thing. So now they're going to try to recreate the cheapest part of this, I guess, is the blanket. The gold blanket is pretty easy, and they're just in some, like, it looks like a garage set. It's so weird what they're in. They're not at Reed's house. He's not gonna let them in, but they are in like a set that looks like a garage. Recreation of the autopsy.
Like Dr. Reed with his gloves on.
I think that's going to be good.
So I'm playing the part of Jonathan Reed again. If you remember in his account, after he took the alien creature back home and put it in his freezer, he tried to go to sleep, but he couldn't. So he puts on some gloves,
holds his sleeves up, and strangles the shit out of Freddy. It does look like he's trying to murder him again. It's like, you've already killed him, Jonathan. And yeah, so I guess he's gonna do this to the doll. He really wants to cosplay as Reed. He loves it.
Oh, absolutely.
He starts doing kind of a little exploration and autopsy.
All right, guys, I think The wound is all dressed. We're ready to go.
Okay, I'm recording.
3, 2, 1.
Here we
start.
This is big reveal. Like I was saying earlier, first unboxing I've ever done.
Expose the legs. And now, here.
Oh, God.
We're getting closer. All right, your hand gets into frame. There you go.
Oh, his head is slipping.
Okay, turn to the left.
Oh, you need to do it a little more threatening. You're doing it. You're being way too gentle. He knows the price tag on this. Jonathan Reed just like grabbed it. All right, let's see how far he'll dig.
Now,
oh God, right to the eye.
Okay, now he's touching the neck again.
Okay, now he comes around. Oh, that looks really good. So this way to the front.
Man, fucking if Freddie was a real alien, could you imagine you're dying and a different planet is recreating your death with dolls and complicated sets, and they're putting it on their local cable news affiliate? Jesus Christ. Have some
dignity.
Have some dignity. These aliens deserve dignity. No wonder they're going to come fry us if you do stuff like this to them. My God. You can do this.
Walking, blink, blink.
Ah! That was the jump scare. It was a $2,000 servo put into his eye to give that one thing. That's what they wanted. That one moment.
I mean, it's difficult to actually follow the same exact steps, but we're getting it.
We're doing it. We're getting it.
The only concern I have is, you know, the time.
No. So they showed the two blinks together. It looks terrible. Theirs is so slow and phoned in. I don't know. They didn't do it right at all.
What's in the bucket behind her? Are the Tide Pods?
Those are tennis balls, I believe.
Oh, tennis balls. Okay.
I actually think this is someone's real garage now. I built it up as if it was a set. There's like a bike and a fire extinguisher and tennis balls. Like this is and it's not even painted. Yeah,
it's probably one of the cast members' garages.
This is Ben's garage. He's like, you guys come over. We're gonna party with this doll. I've got the brain splatter down on it. It looks disgusting. I'm gonna stick my finger in its eye. It's gonna be awesome.
This is the best work Ben Hansen has ever done, I think, this episode specifically. Like they have so vastly outdone the original video.
Oh, agree. They put a lot into this. They didn't just stick a guy in a monkey suit to run across a hill. They were like, dude, fuck you. We're gonna do everything you think you did. And
dude, even that obelisk, like if Reed had turned up with this video originally, he'd be the Messiah. You know what I mean? Like everybody'd believe it.
Yeah. Maybe he will be. Well, no.
The capital, and the skill that it takes to do something this elaborate.
It is elaborate, but the financial gain is tremendous. There is motive. I have a lot of questions I still want to ask him.
It's called unfinished business, excuse me. At the Summit Lodge, we're going to see it. It's going to go down. Ben Hansen finally going to be in a room alone with Jonathan Reed to totally fuck him over.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for meeting up with me again to talk for a little bit. What Reed doesn't know is that after this interview, we'll be applying layered voice analysis to his statements to see if there's any deception.
Oh, so this is a trick. This is a trap. They've entrapped the guy. They're actually going to lie detector him with, I don't even know what they just described. They're like, by the way, anything he says, we're going to make sure he's totally lying and we know it. And I don't even know what this process is they're talking about.
Yeah.
Put it in your, go on.
You get the sweet obelisk, sweet alien body, but then they just don't even light the interview with Jonathan Reed. You hate to see it.
Oh, and they've got him cornered now. Here you are in the empty meeting room 3 of the Summit Suite Lodge Hotel. This ain't going to be very sweet for you, Johnny boy. Sorry. We'll be right back. And we're back.
There is motive. I have a lot of questions I still want to ask him. Hey, Jonathan.
Hey, how you doing?
Thanks for meeting up with me again to talk for a little bit.
It's like a famous place.
What Reed doesn't know is that after this interview, we'll be applying layered voice analysis to his statements to see if there's any deception. Again, I appreciate your being extremely honest and open, and that's all I ask.
Okay, we're catching up with it. It says layered voice analysis. So everything he's saying here is what they're layering for a voice analysis. And like, anything you say can and will be used against you on cable TV to prove you're full of shit right now. Holy crap. All right. He's fallen in the trap. He's in Ben's wicked webs now. He can't get away. He has to answer questions. He doesn't even know. This has got to be illegal. He should completely go after him.
It's just a frank, honest discussion here. Okay, here we go.
We're not tricking you at all. We're just being buddies. We're just friends here.
As many people have said, if true, it could be the biggest thing since the Roswell, New Mexico crash of 47. Or it could be the greatest, fraud of all time.
I understand that, and I can sympathize with that thought. But I always have to say and bring it back to one thing. This is just my truth. It's my case. It's my story. It's what happened to me. It happened so quick that I didn't really know what completely I was looking at, except I saw this little creature pulling her jaw apart with her sinew and her blood and her tissue.
Okay, you don't have to bring the sinew in it. He uses every time. This is like the biggest crutch is Suzy. R.I.P. Suzy, perhaps, but the sinew. Every time it's like there was matter and guts and skin and sinew. Sinew! You bring up the sinew? Look, he's like, that's my magical word I can use on you. Oh, you if I brought that up, it happened.
Ripped apart.
What about your friends? You've talked about a lot of friends that went missing. One of your friends at the university was murdered in his office.
What? There are people actively, and I can't give you an alphabet name of the group, basically threatening people's lives.
You think this was our government?
There is a dark side, of military-type people beating people up, killing them, or threatening their lives to make them silent.
It's a total conspiracy. It always has been. They've come, they've taken the alien, they've taken my evidence, and they're like looking at him like, so you claim you have what are called friends? And he's like, yes, the government killed them all. Of course, that's why what do you mean I don't have any friends? The government took them.
Russ, this is where it gets me, man, because these guys got covered now. David Grush under oath says that people have been killed to cover up the secret, man. I don't know. He's willing to go to jail.
Friends. Yeah, I mean, Phil Schneider, I guess, would be the only one I know. Oh, excuse me. All right, here we go.
Yet to see independent study of the video, of the photographs. Nobody has been able to verify your credentials.
If we kill the messenger off.
Well, hear me out here, please.
Let me finish.
Now, I've given you all this time to talk, okay? But just hear me out and hear what I have to say.
Okay.
There are so many things about this that just don't add up.
Oh, shit. Ben Hansen unleashed. He's like, no, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up for a second. I'm here to talk. He's like, oh, shit. Sinew didn't work. I got to pull it back a little. We'll get to it. This is pretty epic, man. You're right. Yeah, I would take a sip too. This is the greatest return moment here.
I have yet to see independent study of the video, of the photographs. Nobody has been able to verify your credentials.
If we kill the messenger off.
Well, hear me out here, please.
Let me finish.
Now, I've given you all this time to talk, okay? But just hear me out and hear what I have to say.
Okay.
There are so many things about this that just don't add up.
Everybody has their own opinion. That's okay. And I've continued to say that all the way along. I don't expect people to believe it. I wouldn't believe it either if it didn't happen to me.
So you're going to stick to the story of what you said happened in the forest that day?
Yeah.
It's just like meeting the principal. When when you're a liar and you're cornered, this is the worst. You can tell he's going through it here. He's like, I've stuck with it this long. I guess I gotta ride it out, right, guys?
Well, did Ben think he was gonna change his mind just because Ben's like, Come on, it's not real, right? He's not gonna just throw away the last like 15 years of lying just because Ben's like, come on.
He wants to get him to break. They were trying to break the reed, like snap him, like a branch that you would beat an alien with, or like he's really giving it to him here. It's weird to see a guy take it like this. Like you want to be on our show where we debunk everything? Sure, come on. You're the most debunkable guy we ever seen. This is great.
There's a setup. They ambushed him.
Yeah,
he's wearing a fake mustache too.
No. And look, I watch him and I always go, he has to just, why do you just dye the mustache? It doesn't matter. I think that's actually natural. I think his mustache is just that. Because I've known men of certain ages where their facial hair doesn't gray and their hair is like, they look scareder than me because I've been very scared doing this show. That's why my hair turned so white. I've done so much scary stuff. This is one of them. The first time I heard about this, it was like extra like white thing in my hair. I was like, okay, I get it. But I don't share. I don't share the same great color in the facial hair. My facial hair gets very scared too, but not him. All right, sorry, tangent.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I've come here to personally hear your story and to hear your response to it. And Jonathan, you're not being truthful with me. So guys, the Reed case was very successful.
Damn, son. Yeah, that's it. That's how they close. They go, and by the way, we don't believe a word you're saying. And that's it. They don't let him get, he doesn't get to say anything back. That's it. They just cut away. What a great, all right, we'll pull back a little bit. And sorry, I'm being a little loud. That was here. Let's watch the slam.
In force that day.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I've come here to personally hear your story and to hear your response to it. And Jonathan, you're not being truthful with me. So guys, the Reed case was very successful. We started out by meeting Jonathan Reed in Washington, and he took us to the exact location where he said that this was filmed.
So at that point, we took our replicas, one of an alien, one of an obelisk, and we set them out in the woods to make them look exactly the way they did in the original footage.
You know, the rest of the team has to be annoyed. They're like, oh, you guys got to do the good one, man. We had to just go out in the woods. You got to go make this guy look stupid and have fun and play with a dead alien. Oh. All right. He's still bragging, but I don't know. I still like Reed's footage better. I don't know. They didn't. You're right, Pete. The biggest scam of this is that they didn't use a shitty old video camera. Exactly. I have a shitty old video camera. Shitty old video cameras are and it will make it look more convincing. Why did you have to use what they gave you? What? Because it was 2010, and that's
man. But their obelisk is like way better. You can like see the geometry on. Like I don't think Reed even made as detailed of an obelisk. I think his might have been 2D.
It was something. It was like something you found too, like an old sign that you found a junkyard and just sprayed it or something. Like it wasn't even. It's not probably not even what we think it is.
Uncanny.
Uncanny. Yeah.
The hardest part was getting the
uncanny
skin
valley
down.
Maybe.
But
that's not
if we were to go back and do it, we could do it.
And the hovering is just astonishing. How did you guys get that?
We have wow, no wonder everyone believes Jonathan Reed. You're on our team and you don't know how we did this? The same way we do everything. We put a pipe in the ground like it was a kid's swing or something. Right? Like this is like an installation. I hope they just left it there. Like, what are they doing with that thing?
Yeah, they're just piping it down, dude. You know, that's how it goes.
It's out there.
Good heavens. I want one of those in my backyard just like that. That'd be great.
It's very cool. You could just imagine just laying back on it, just chilling. Like it's like
that cushions?
Floating.
Yeah.
You put a pillow on there. Be great. Jonathan Reed, good invention.
Pole that's supported to the obelisk, and then we pretty much mounted it to the ground and shot at this certain angle so you can't see it at all.
Looks great. Here's our replication of the alien while he's unwrapping it from the survival blanket.
Again, unwrapping, unboxing.
Now watch here, you'll see that we even got our alien to blink.
Wow. It looks identical. So you made a mechanical puppet.
Pretty much. The more we got got into this with our experiment and I could see how this was done, the more questions I had. So I talked with analysts from Layered Voice Technologies.
Oh no, look, I fucked it up in the last one. This is the final moment where they get to the layered voices analysis. Oh, sorry. All right, here we go. Let's hear the real reason they pulled Jonathan Reed into all this mess. And I have a couple other things. We're going to play a song right after this, but we'll be right back. But let's hear the real reason for all this.
The more we got into this with our experiment and I could see how this was done, the more questions I had. So I talked with analysts from Layered Voice Technologies. With the use of their equipment, we were able to run some of Reed's statements, and this is how it was analyzed.
I saw this little creature pulling her jaw apart.
This is the part of the interview.
Okay, so this thing just beeps and it says false. Is that real technology? There's no way that's what lie detectors are, right?
Listen, I've never heard of this like layered voice technology. Like what they do these days, which has dubious credibility even still, is they have like speech analysts look at statements and look for cues of deception.
Right.
But it's really not a science, and even polygraphs are not admissible as evidence in court these days. So like the way they presented that with that graphic, that's like all like matrix colors, and then it says false.
So stupid.
That's
so
pretty
dumb.
garbage.
But it sells you though. If you're just keyed out and not really paying attention, you're just watching this show. It's just like, all right. Well, he was lying too. We already proved he was lying. How did you prove he was lying? He didn't prove shit. That is like, they didn't need to do this.
We just said he's lying.
They want to just bury him. They're gonna did by doing this. Like, they put a lot into it. I'll give you credit for that. But man, Pete, have you ever seen anything like that?
I think that they destroyed this man based on his bullshit, and it's glorious to watch. I think, like,
again,
it's glorious, dude.
It's one of those things you don't want to pull for either of them, but you're happy it happened. You're like,
I got to give it to them. This whole like hokum pocus, like layered voice analysis, that's a crock of shit too. So they're playing their own 3-card Monty with this. All they had to do was call him on it. All they had to do was get him to keep lying over and over again on camera. That would be as entertaining as all. Like, why are you lying? And you like watch him get flustered, watch his mustache get all sweaty. Would have been great, dude.
No,
either way, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right, I think they do one more statement analysis before they're ending this.
While this guy's up, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Did he suffer a head injury, or does he have a lazy eye? Because he looks slow to me.
No, well,
is he touched?
I'm not going to speak for him. I don't know. Ben, it's just a single frame. You don't know what this can mean. We could all
I've been
have
thinking
that.
This since I saw him, dude. He's like got some Cro-Magnon thing going on.
No, he's just thinking about stuff. He's doing. I like Ben. He's great.
Where Jonathan makes a statement that this is his truth and his reality.
This is just my truth. It's my case. It's my story. It's what happened to me.
Well, who did it happen to? Why'd they pick that one? False. Wrong. This is not your reality.
In his head, this is what he really believes. Like, he's not lying anymore to us. He's telling us his truth.
Exactly. Psychologically, he's trying to detach himself from the deception. Jonathan Reed is not who he says he is, and this did not happen to him.
Wow.
Case closed, guys.
Oh, case closed. Goodbye, Reed. Yeah, they really buried him on that show. Wow,
Is that what they do? Do they just do that to people?
No, most of the time they can't pull it off, and they have to go, well, it could happen, maybe it didn't. We're not really too sure. Yeah. But no, Reed, they're like, we are ending this guy and his entire career. And look, we've been going for a little bit, but I have a little more, but we are going to take a quick little song break. I know I usually do that after the segment. I have a couple other Reed things because I'm going to tease this right now. Jonathan Reed is still with us, and Jonathan Reed is still around. And I have proof of this, and I'm going to play you some recent Jonathan Reed action and footage, but we're going to take a quick song break with a song by Jim Bob McClure, which is actually a music video, which is a Jonathan Reed reenactment. And we'll be right back.
All right, there was a boy and his little dog.
I'm going to be right back.
His poor little dog. That little dog loved him so much, and he loved that dog so much. Well, one day they went for the walk in the woods, and here's what happened. There was a little boy, he had a little dog, walking down the path. Oh no, the dog ran off. I know it don't rhyme, but just stick with me here. I'm getting into it. Oh yeah. So this little boy said it must be a raccoon. Dog didn't come back anytime soon. So this boy figured he needed to walk a little deeper in that woods to see what that dog was running after. So he walked a bit, and then walked a bit, and then he seen this dog. Shit, got an alien. Oh my God. Just wait for it right here. Then this alien grabbed his dog by the face. Then this alien ripped this dog's jaw off his face. And this alien looked so mad. This guy grabbed a stick and he hit him in the head. Oh no, this fucking alien fell and this guy seen an obelisk in the woods. It was obscene. He grabbed that alien, wrapped him up in tinfoil, took him home. He took him home. Later at his house, he pulled his camera out, pulled the alien out, and started to do investigations. Oh no, he started to do investigations. Oh no. Then that alien's eyes open. He didn't see it, but that alien's eyes open. I could have peed in my pants when I seen it. The guy didn't see it, but that alien seen him. That fucking alien seen him. But then he played possum. The guy didn't know. So he put him in his freezer to keep him cold. Heard this weird squealing late at night, so we went down to see what it was, and it sure wasn't a letdown. He opened the freezer cause that's where the sound came from. It was like he got the alien masturbating. The way he jumped up, screamed like a little bitch. Based on a true story, yeah it really is. He used his mind to talk to this alien and told him all the shit, oh, the world was unfolding. He gave him a wristband, put it on his wrist, he could teleport from place to place. He was feeling good till the FBI, CIA came to know that he was talking a Martian man from a UFO. They cracked down, tried to get him, shot him in the shoulder. He got away, ran away, but he grew older. Then he wrote some damn books on this subject here. Toured around this damn world, then he acts sincere. Tell his story about this goddamn alien. It got deeper, started talking to this alien. Telekinesis through his brain, how he did it. Called himself a doctor, but was it merely fiction? Was it his addiction of the fame that he tasted? Was it a real alien or did he make it out of paper mache? Don't think we'll ever know. Think about it every day on the elliptical. Pump myself up, gonna find the answer. Sold everything I had and bought me a camper, oh yeah. Going on a road trip to find Jonathan Reed. We're gonna sit down and have some wine. I'm gonna get you to tell me the truth, John, even if it takes all night long, oh yeah.
Yeah, oh, sorry about that. This is a great, very long Jonathan Reed parody video here from, I don't know, Joe Bob Scruggs or something like that. What is his name? Anyway, all right.
Classic.
Very classic. Thank you so much. Maybe we'll have to do a full watch of that some other time, but that's it. And that's not it. That was it for the past, because being down this wormhole led me to the fact that Jonathan Reed is still with us. So because I had to go casually look, I looked on Facebook. Does Jonathan Reed exist? And I found a page that said Jonathan Reed. I really didn't think it was him. Because
millions of followers?
Not millions of followers at all. Not even close. But the first picture I found was this. And here you said it says, if you're watching on video, it is a picture of Jonathan Reed kneeling in the woods with his dog in the background and says, Suzy, I miss you so much. Now, my first reaction was
throwing up and filling my pants.
I was very much excited. I was like, is this real? Is this? I honestly, I was like, this is either real or a parody account. And here is the text that went along with this picture. Sorry that I'm blocking out Pete for this. Hey, Pete, there you are.
Hey.
Sorry, I have to keep this up for a second. No, don't do that. This is not appropriate. And it says, here we go. This is Read on Suzy. It says, not a day passes where I don't think of you. But those cold, lonely days makes your absence feel even harder. I look at your favorite spot by the fire, imagining you curled up there, warm and content, and my heart aches knowing it's empty now. The quiet feels heavier without the sound of your paws, your playful spirit, and the comfort of your presence. I miss the way you'd greet me, your wagging tail or soft purr chasing away the chill of the season. Winter used to feel cozier with you here, your warmth filling every corner of my heart and home. Now it feels quieter, colder, and so much, maybe Shots do it in his voice, and so much lonelier. I wish I could hold you again, feel your soft fur beneath my hands, and whisper how much you're loved. Man. You brought light to the darkest days, and without you, this season feels like it's missing its magic. I hope wherever you are, you're warm and at peace. But I can't help wishing you were still here, my loyal companion, my heart's companion. I miss you more than words can say, but I know someday when it's my time to pass on, I pray you'll be there waiting for me to arrive, and we'll be together once again like it should be. And all right, maybe it is someone with a complicated trolling of Jonathan Reed. It is not. It is the real Jonathan Reed. He is still out there posting Suzy memes all the time. Here's another one. This is a picture of him and Suzy. That's an actual picture. So Suzy was a real dog. That is confirmed, as you can see here, and it's the same one. Ominously looking over him here.
No, wait a minute. Wait, he could have borrowed that dog.
Also, he looks like the same age as the Ben Hansen special in that picture with Suzy. What the heck's the deal with that?
He's always looked like that. And you notice this is one of those cool, like old Waffle House style homes. That's just like a triangle. You know what I'm talking about here? These
I don't
homes.
think it's a home. There's somebody sitting back there. That is a Waffle House.
You think he just brought? No, that's a very shitty one. That is his house. I think he lived in one of those woods houses, but it's one of those ones. I've been to a house like this, like that's out in the woods, but it's one of these Waffle Houses, like these big just pyramid looking houses. You know what I mean? Like this. Have you seen houses like this before, Pete?
I feel like they're like a 60s kind of thing, like that kind of architecture. They probably
Yes.
popped up around that time, you know. But yeah, I got an idea what you mean, like postmodern.
It has like an upstairs loft. I gotta take this off here. It's got like a little upstairs loft. So those are actually really cool. Maybe one day I can get one of those. But anyway, so Jonathan Reed, he is out there, and not only is he posting on Facebook, dear Lord, you're not gonna believe this. He is making podcast appearances, and this is from 10 days ago. Jonathan Reed himself is on a show that, I don't know, is blowing us away, and you're not going to believe it. I'm probably going to lose all our listeners just sharing the show, but I'll give them their props. Let's meet a show we've never heard of, or maybe you have because they're way bigger than us. Let's learn about the Dark Hour Paranormal. Very nice intro. Already way more professional than me. See, the book says the name of the show, and it disappears. Very well.
That's how it's
serious. You can tell it's going to be a very serious show. We're seeing a giant library with a green accountant's lamp, some stacked books. I know what's going on here. This show is going to be way above our no. This show is full highbrow. Michael Roser, that's the host. And you can tell this is like an old church. I think this show must be coming to us from an old church or some kind of Gothic library with very nice arched windows and just books and books, because there's a lot of research going on. It's a very serious program. Dark Hour. I mean, shout out. I don't do ads, but I'll shout out.
Good evening and welcome. Dark Hour Paranormal.
Okay, now that's not me mumbling. What you hear is the host of the show is starting his intro much like I would, but his video intro is playing, and you hear
Be throwing up and filling my pants.
No, be quiet. All right, so that is
number 6 with a Coke.
Yeah, you're hearing we were lured in here. I'm thinking this is great paranormal content, and maybe it is, but then we get there.
Michael Roser. And I'm not alone tonight. In fact,
he said, I'm not alone tonight. In fact, like I've heard this a few
Whoa.
times. So this is the guy. This is our host here. We're going to be, absolute badass looking. Like, I don't want to start anything with you. I do think you're cool.
That looks like Zach Wild, the Aussie's guitar player, man.
Does look like Zach Wild, yeah.
And you're wearing an Ozzy shirt right now. Shout out to Ozzy. No shout outs to your son, unfortunately, who we'll have to keep dunking on. But here we go. This is our guy. But he's, his audio is a little fucked up. It happens. I fucked up live streams.
very distressed. Colleague, Dr. James, making live. Very ridiculous that I'll be honest with you, I've known for a very long time. His case is well beyond what's familiar with in terms of
just the law. I mourn the words. He's saying something. He's trying to introduce us. He probably wrote this. I know the feeling of having to write something and no one ever hears it. That sucks. All right, let's giving you a little leeway. Dark Hour Paranormal, bring us the read, please. All right, this intro is way too long. Now we've got the spinning camera reel. Chris is shaking his head. He can't believe it. Look,
man, you can't even see the E on exploring there. Like there's some, like give yourself some credit, Russ. You're trying to in different ways than these guys are.
But that's the thing. These guys are killing it, and I suck. Like compared to this, like this guy is
Ross.
I'm completely punching up by doing this, and you're not going to believe what you're about to see. Just stay on my side for a second.
Having a conversation down.
Let's get to the Gothic church where all this is going down. The giant library of books. I can't hear you. I can't hear me. Just as bad.
With my guest tonight, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Whoa! Okay, where are we? All right, now, so Dark Hour Paranormal is obviously taking place in the laundry room of this. I don't know what's going on here. Look, if this guy's killing it, this guy's have Jonathan Reed on. His room is completely filled with just laundry and mess of all sorts. I couldn't look at me. I don't have a great set. I at least try to make it. Even Pete and Chris here, we try to give you look. We're moving for a second. Look,
I cleaned up a little bit,
Dude, I went and put several $1,000s of vintage Star Wars figures behind you just so you guys could look at it out of focus, purely for my appearances on the Unbelievers podcast. Now, this guy needs to try a little bit harder.
It looks great too, and Pete also always has great. But no, this guy is killing it, Pete. We need to take notes. This is how you do it. You go in front of the. All right, here we go.
I'm going to introduce Dr. J to all of you in just a moment, but one of the reasons that I wanted to bring Dr. Jonathan Reed on.
Okay, that's very confusing. He says, all right, Jonathan Reed's on. I'm about to introduce Dr. J. He's not talking about Dr. J as Dr. Jonathan Reed. There's a radio host named Dr. J. Pete or Chris, have you ever heard of Dr. J Paranormal Show?
No, I haven't. But this is something I wanted to bring up on when you're playing the Ben Hansen clip. Ben said a couple times, I've been unable to verify your credentials, but they never said what they were even talking about. I'm guessing there's just zero evidence that Jonathan Reed is an actual doctor. Is that accurate?
Jonathan Reed doesn't have his real name.
That's all confused too. I think he claims that he is actually a doctor of psychology. He is a psychologist, the easiest doctor credential to get. That is his claim. As far as I know, maybe it's psychiatry. What do I know? I'm no Michael DHP. I don't have a cool intro like this. I don't live in Laundryland. Maybe I don't know what's going on.
Is again, his case is probably the most prominent that I'm aware of in this whole arena of ufology. Now, what?
Okay, that's not true. I like you, but that is not. Dr. Reed is not the most prominent of all cases to ever happen. He's just a case that people care about, and people are caring about lately. Like I said, this is just from a few days ago. I have a couple of clips of this because now we want. Now we're gonna go on, Chris. Sorry.
Where has he been for the last 7 years? You know what I mean? Like, there's good stuff. There's better stuff than Jonathan Reed every week these days. It's crazy. You see the big egg? You guys looked at the big egg being picked up by a helicopter? That's better video than Jonathan Reed's video.
we talked about that, and we did, our video got struck for watching the news of that thing. I don't know why. I thought you could watch because News Nation is news. I got struck for it. That video got removed from YouTube. Hey, look at this. We're on YouTube. We survived watching an entire episode of Paranormal Fact or Fiction, Faked or Fact or whatever. We did it. We made it through the other side. I love it.
You did it.
And I got no power. Come after me, Dark Hour Paranormal. I dare you. But anyway, now they're going to enter not Dr. Jonathan Reed, but they're going to have Dr. J. We're going to meet him here. Let's do this. Here we go.
By far, this is the most important case in ufology, and it proves everything.
Okay, so this is Dr. J. Now, Dr. J, it's Dr. J Radio Live, so he's not a face or a person. He's just a radio. He's just a voice coming through. But
right.
He seems to agree with Michael here. This is the most important case you could ever think of or dream of. Okay, all right. Good enough. This is all to bring Dr. Reed actually on. The Reed is still there, and he might be some kind of vampire turning things to ash when you see him. You're not going to believe it.
Absolutely, 100%. Everything that Dr. J Radio Live had just said is accurate. And of course, we are incredibly excited to revisit this once again with you. So without further ado,
you have to say reread visited. Okay, it's funnier. We got to revisit it. Get it? All right. It's so stupid and funny. It just might work.
And they were in some kind of mortal conflict.
That was him and Ben earlier.
As they say here, I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Woo!
Hello. Thank you for taking the time to let me come and share with you my experience.
He's real. He's there. He's still alive. He's going on shows. Guys, it's real. Jonathan Reed, still out. I couldn't believe it. I thought he just disappeared in the 90s after Art Bell or whatever, and he was just gone. Like, I didn't know. He's like a presence out there. Like, he's going on shows that are like, this is the greatest thing that ever happened. It's like, no, it's not. It was debunked 15 years ago on Fact or Faked.
That black mustache is like girthier than ever, man. That's crazy.
He looks exactly. He's wearing the same outfit he was wearing too. Like, he's not changed at all. Look at that. He's out there. It's so funny.
Don't discount those eyebrows, dude. Don't discount those eyebrows.
Pete, Dark Sayings, you got to go interview him. He'll have nothing to do with us. He'll never know what hit him. Go get him. Go get the Reed.
I should do more interviews. I should get all these weirdos on.
Just get Reed.
Start with all of them.
Start with the Reed and work your way down.
Work my way down. Get the worst of the worst.
Dr. Jonathan Reed, thank you so much for being here and taking time out of your busy life in one shape or form, whatever that looks like, just to come and talk to us about this. We understand that there's a lot of significance in what you went through. And, we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that this was never a focus for you prior to this experience and, the effect that it's had on your life.
Fact or Fakes needs to make a Jonathan Reed dummy. He hasn't moved a single inch at all. It's like, yeah, you gotta move a little. Like, maybe this is like a fake Reed that we're looking at.
It's a puppet, just like the one he made when he made the first video.
Turns out he's like the greatest puppeteer. He's like, oh, you thought the Freddie puppet was good? I'm gonna make one of me from 20 years ago. He's like 90 years old. Like,
okay. But you say what you will, but like even with his vertical video, he understands how to set up a background a little bit better than the host here. Let's he's got some
I'm
awareness.
not gonna defend this host background, Michael. And this last time, maybe I'll bring up his laundry written background and weird room he's in. I watched this. So when you go back and watch a YouTube live video, all the live comments, so everyone who's commenting right now who I haven't got to look at, I will after we finish this. The live comments stay on YouTube. So when you're watching a video later, and tons of people are going, what? Do your laundry. Why is your room such a mess? Why don't you turn your camera around? Why don't you just get in a corner? And then he replied finally to it like an hour in. He goes, guys, this isn't even my room. I was like, that's not the question. It has nothing to do with it. He's like, you guys keep trolling. This isn't even my room. You look stupid. It's like, no, you're on camera with your laundry. It doesn't matter who. This is your room. I'm sorry. You're on the internet. It's your room. All right, let's go on.
Live and other lives that, are surrounded with you. Because again, there is a parallel here that we can certainly identify with when we talk about figures such as Phil Schneider, for example.
Dr. J has moved more than Jonathan Reed. Sorry. Yeah, he brought up Phil Schneider.
Who, basically went the distance and would tell us that, the government was after him. They're trying to kill me. And, Dr. Jonathan Reed, you have absolutely dealt with some of this as well. And we're going to get into the thick and thin of
And
things.
Bob Lazar. He has very
yes.
similar instances to Bob Lazar.
Yes.
And Bob Lazar. Okay, Dr. J, thank you for being on. And they actually all really respect Dr. J. So I don't know if I.
Who the fuck is Dr. J?
No, people love him. Everyone's like bows to him, and this is weird. He's like doesn't even bother turning his camera on. It's strange.
He's got
He stole his name.
He's got a URL in there. He's got a URL under his name there. We should check that out.
You check it out at Dr. J Radio Live.
And the most significant part about this is that you are still with us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, many times people come to me, especially with a case like this, to say, well, they never missed twice kind of thing. But they did with Phil Schneider. What was it, 13, 14 times? So, yeah, obviously, whoever's trying to come after us and quell something like this can have folly as well. And
us. Yeah. Are they coming after you? Is that why you're hiding in other people's?
Mr. Clean's coming after this dude. Mr. Clean's coming after this dude. Make him wash up.
He looked so badass in that intro. He had the glasses and the hair down, and he looked so different.
I
Michael.
agree. Like it's just it's unsettling.
Yeah, we thought we had Zach Wilde on our hands, but no.
Thank
It
God
doesn't
that
show
they do,
a
because
pride of place.
obviously, again, you are still with us. So with that in mind, Dr. J, would you like to get us up and running here?
Dr. Reed's got to be confused. He gets called Dr. J. Everything's name. Well, I like being called Dr. J. That's kind of street, actually. I'm very. It's like, no, I'm talking to Doctor, not you. This is so confusing.
I know you have some questions as well as I do. Let's get on it, my friend.
Well, before we get to that fateful day in '96, why don't you give us a couple sentences about who you were, and then jump into what exactly you were doing when you were walking Suzy out in the woods?
Okay, so this is what you were asking for. You want his credentials? He actually lays out his credentials. He's got his. He's talking about getting a script down. They in 2010 they knew he had a script down. He's got it down.
Okay, well, it's a long story, and I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. And I appreciate everyone's questions, good, bad, or indifferent, because that's what this is all about. I want the ability to tell what happened to me. And I always tell everybody this in the beginning. If I hadn't have seen it and experienced it, seen the evidence, and been able to actually live it, I probably wouldn't believe it either. But nevertheless, it happened. I was a medical doctor, developmental psychiatrics, child development. I graduated from San Diego State University, UCLA, and the University of Washington with a degree in psychiatric care. I worked.
Okay, so that's his whole thing. It wasn't psychology, it was psychiatrics. That is his known thing. And all right, he's like, I got my facts. And look, this was a very Jonathan Reed, I don't mind. Like, I want to cover him. He's one of those guys. I could probably talk to him. I don't really want to talk to him. Maybe I do. I don't mind. I like doing this more than that, but I want to do a funny part here. At one point later on in this interview, they're kind of like we were doing. They're playing his video in the background, his shaky woods video in the background. And at one point, Dr. J is like, why don't you have the sound on? And the host is kind of like me. He's like, I don't know. He's just breathing over and over. It's not, the audio sucks. Can we just talk while this is going on? But at one point, Dr. J Radio demands, put the audio on. And as soon as it does, watch this. Jonathan Reed's going to take a sip and start choking. And you're going to think he's actually going to throw up. Like, it's real weird. Watch.
I was going to die when this happened initially.
Dr. Reed, one thing the audience is not able to hear is the distress that you're actually feeling.
That's right. Let me play a little bit of that while we're up here, because that is incredibly significant. And I'm going to.
So he's like me. He's going and he's like, actually, let's put the audio on for a sec. Let's hear how weird you sound in this. So he does this. And as soon as he does, watch Reed. He's going to take a sip of his coffee and do a total
just a little bit, everyone.
Play for it, because I want to finish what I was going to say to him. But people need to hear how seriously distressed. And by the way, folks, what you're seeing, the camera screwing up there, the fuzziness, I believe is part of the electromagnetic interference. And we can get into that in a second, too.
Believers, I'm telling you.
Okay, so here is the same video with the volume.
Yeah.
Now watch the read. Watch the read. He's gonna go take a sip. He's gonna start choking. He's not a puppet. Look, watch.
Again, you can really hear the stress.
Look, he's about to
be throwing up and filling my pants.
Watching his own video of him throwing up and filling his pants, and we're watching him. Like, this is great. But then, like, he's confident.
It's sad to hear, isn't it?
I want to mute it.
It's so sad to hear.
Getting sick.
He takes another step. Look, and he's safe.
I mean, it's hard to watch because you can actually feel Dr. Reed's emotions.
Yeah. Now, Dr. Reed, two things that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I just played that because that was like an hour or so in, and you could tell Reed is all like, "What the fuck am I into? I'm gonna watch my own video with you guys." It's like we would have him on here, but they don't grill him. You can hear them, Dr. J and another guy. They're like, we're with you, Doc. We can't believe this happened. Like, no way. It's like, did you guys not keep up? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you can have Reed on, but you gotta like put his feet to the fire. And by the end of it, they even are like, wow, we didn't touch on half of this. We got to have you back again. He's like, oh, yeah. I'll be back again. And so I'm going to play. I have one last clip of this. And in this one, it's very funny because it almost makes me think that Jonathan Reed has heard the Unbelievable podcast episode about Alien in the Freezer, or he's heard something, because here he takes that brave step that not a lot of people do where he addresses the haters.
Well, there was a program called Fact or Faked that actually contacted me and wanted to see my story and go through the process. And they did. They went through the process. Then they tried to make an obelisk in the forest. And they pulled out a $15,000 fake alien that they...
I told you. All right. So sorry, he wasn't going after that. He's going after fact or fake. He's addressing this to this day where he's like, these motherfuckers brought out this expensive shit to go after me. Like, this is a good point.
Or I don't know how they got it, but they got it from Hollywood, that they said they could make the eyes and the face move. Well, you can make an airplane look like an airplane, too, if you photograph it right, and it's just a piece of balsa wood. But the fact is, it didn't replicate what I did. It wasn't the same. They said it was exactly the same. Well, it wasn't. In fact, they had such bad ratings after that the program basically went off the air.
Whoa! So he thinks they went after him so hard that they tanked their own show just to prove him wrong. I don't know about that, man. I don't know. This is like this was in season 1 of this. This was season 1, episode 9. They did like 3 seasons over a few years. There's no way he's just like he's some revisionist history from the Reed here, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
helps you sleep at night.
Yeah, man. I don't know how much of this you have left with these guys, but like, I think this whole Jonathan Reed thing is like a real cautionary tale, man. Because sooner or later, something's gonna come out, and I think there's a bunch of possibly real alien videos that are gonna look almost as stupid as Jonathan Reed's footage.
That's the problem. I know you want them to like, and it's hard to it's the people behind it more than anything. The videos, like if it was a different person that brought the Freddie stuff, you might believe it a little more. It's just Jonathan Reed.
I think it's fake. I just think that someday soon there's going to be a real video that looks almost this dumb. Like the whole the whole Virginia thing. Like they say a cop physically apprehended a little baby alien that was 5 feet tall, looked just like this. Put him in a police cruiser. Like, you know what I mean? Like, does that sound as dumb as this? Sure does. But that sighting has like 60 witnesses in the same town. So, I think James Fox, the director, is currently in Brazil trying to find that video, like right as we speak. He's doing a updated director's cut of Moment of Contact. He's trying to find that video. There's hospital video of them doing an alien autopsy or something. Probably looks just like this, and it might be real.
And maybe that's the big
man.
that's the big sin of all this, is that, you know, if real ones are going to kind of look shitty when they're filmed, and then this muddies everything up. Let's hear him watch
because of it. And about 6 months after the program aired, one of their producers, their co-producers, came to me and my team and admitted that the producer of the show and a couple of the people within the show all sought to destroy my case. They wanted to debunk the case, and they tried to do anything they could to debunk it. You know, saying that I was lying, say that I was, you know, misrepresenting different things. And, you know, I'll tell you the truth. I did misrepresent myself initially. I did change my name to protect my family and what I was going through. And it gave me an additional 4 years of freedom. And, you know, I'm the first one to admit it.
Whoa. This is where I get confused, because like at one point he admits that like either Dr. Jonathan Reed isn't his real name, or he went under another name. He's like, oh no, all authors do that. They completely change their names. Like, whoa, what are you talking about? So he's saying that is what he was misrepresenting himself as when he went and got, I don't know, truth tested. He could just say, he don't need to say anything. He could just say, did you see what they tried to do? Like voice testing? That was total bullshit. Like that wasn't real at all. Like, but he has to involve his whole story in it and everything, and like get very in depth. It's like not necessary, Jonathan.
Are you saying he had a different name from 96 to like 2000?
There's a lot of different little elements of that. Yeah, where like people question whether he was a doctor, whether that was his actual name, and he's going through. He's one of those 90s BS kind of guys where he went through all of these little stages where he kept things going. But this is him now. He's trying to own it and get through it. We're almost through this, and I have one more thing.
A lot of people change their name when they're writing a book.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, and so did I. That's what we decided to do initially, to give us extra time to get the story out.
Duh.
This is the only story that has ever been presented internationally on an international television show where I was able to actually show the Link artifact, which is the bracelet I found next to the body in the woods. It's a metal type of cuff with some hieroglyphs on it.
Yes.
And I had no idea what it was. I picked it up. I put it in the wrapping of the thermal blanket when I brought the body home.
Okay. I cut it there because he brings up something that I was not very aware of this, which is something called the weird object linked artifact. The object linked artifact. If you looked at the thumbnail, you might have seen some weird ring thing on there. That is called, let me pull the thumbnail up. If you look on the right side, that is called the object linked artifact. That is another part of his lore that I didn't even know about, that he had something like this. So you guys are all kind of into ufology. And you know Jaime Maussan,
that's the cake aliens guy.
Jaime Maussan is basically the Art Bell of Mexico, the leader of all things paranormal in Mexico. He has been for decades and decades.
Dude, and that's the only aliens that look worse than Freddie. You know what I mean?
He has got his fingers in everything in Mexico, and we to this day still does a lot of stuff. So I will I'm gonna, oh god, why is it no, this is the wrong video. Sorry, I don't know what this is. It says meet that was Meet Tom Dongo. That's for another day. Apologies for putting that up there. Tom Dongo, of course, from the Bradshaw Ranch, which you know, I don't know why I have that video in here, but I've got, all right. So there's a whole other little object. This is the last thing we're going to get into. It is at the end of this retape. Remember, at the very beginning, I said this retape is very important. It wasn't just his tape. They have interviews and stuff at the end, but they also get into an appearance that Jonathan Reed made on some kind of live Mexican Jaime Maison UFO special that appeared live at the time, live in Mexico on TV. And we're going to watch this live stream where he actually uses this thing called the object linked artifact. And here we go. I believe it starts at 20:45, and we're going to learn about, see our buddy Art Bell. They talk a little about him appearing on Art Bell, and then we get this weird object that we'll close out with, something called the object linked artifact.
I came home and I found this.
Here we go. What could these guys from nowhere be looking for besides the body they took? This is about his interview on Art Bell. Badass street music comes in. Now the real question. So these are some of the artifacts he had. This is the object link artifact. Hieroglyphs. So when you see it, it kind of looks like a ring, right? It looks like a silver ring. It's actually like a gauntlet almost. Like you put it on your wrist, basically. And this was something new to the tale. This was found with Freddie the Alien's body. He brought this in his house. He never filmed it. He kept it secret. He kept it safe. And he went on Mexican TV with it. Watch, check it out. Great shots of this gauntlet spinning around, but now get down to the real business here. There have even been attempts to take Jonathan's life. We know this, and actually, as we watch this, I'm going to turn this down. So they are showing that Jonathan Reed has not only been, have fact or fiction come after him. He's been shot. This is a shirtless shot of Jonathan Reed with an entrance wound from a single 9mm round. You can see he's measuring it. Wow, he's been shot right in the shoulder, just like that. And there's, of course, an exit wound. All right, now we're looking at like makeup effects at this point of Jonathan Reed. Sorry for going back there. What do you guys think about his bullet wounds he's showing off here? Does this look like he's just showing off his makeup effects now? Like, this seems unnecessary in his story.
For it to look like that, we're talking pretty recent to when the action would have happened. I would expect you'd be able to find a corroborating police report and some sort of public record to establish that he was assaulted.
He's not. He doesn't need it. He's like, this is good enough. I filmed it with my camera. But now we get to the actual object. Just like Jonathan demonstrated how the link artifact works on live TV, and you guys are not going to believe this. I'm actually going to go get my own link artifact and try to recreate it. So here we go.
Into the nerves of your arm, there is some pain to it, but it quickly goes away. It becomes kind of a cold, almost a frozen type feeling. Very quickly, that pain subsides. But if it functions, which sometimes it doesn't, it starts a throbbing inside your chest, literally a pulsation inside your chest that starts from the center and emanates to your extremities and becomes harder and harder. And then when that happens, then it starts to be activated by there. Now I can feel it. I can feel it in my chest. It's painful, but if I hold my chest, it has a tendency to be less painful. And then they make the decision.
Exactly, Possum.
So it's painful. It's amping up, as you can see. And something really, really unbelievable is about to happen. And you guys will never believe, John. What's up?
It's distorting the video just like his original tape, man. It's the radiation, man. It's distorting the VHS.
That's it. And he's not afraid to use it. And he's not afraid to use it on live TV either. Oh, God. And the light is taking over. It's gone dark. light is taking off in the distance. He's supposed to be on live TV. Background is back, and he is gone. He has been teleported.
What is this?
He did this on live TV. This was an example of how the object link artifact works. He says it hurts him. He pulls it to him, and there you go. He was teleported on live Mexican television. This really happened on TV. I think this is the reason why that video was so sacred. Keep it hidden. Keep it hid. What this? I had no idea he was getting up to this. Jaime Maussan is involved in this, Chris. You're shaking your head. You can't believe it.
Yeah. This is probably one of the handful of confirmed fake things. Like when Jaime was toting the cake mummies a couple years ago, a lot of people were like, he's been involved in some confirmed fakes, man. We can't trust this guy.
This is definitely one of them. This is which sucks when he gets involved with good ones like Virginia and stuff. You're like, well, you also brought Jonathan Reed on TV. Yeah, and this, don't worry. If you're worried that the Reed disappeared, we know he exists in our present because we've seen his Facebook post, everything. He's just playing with his bracelet on live TV. We know he comes back because we get to see this at some point.
Zach Wild doesn't ask him where he went when after this happened or what.
He never bring it up. This was this. I don't know if this was after or what. Like, I don't know what year this.
Yeah, this is old. This is old for sure.
Right, but I don't know what year he actually pulled this off because he's so ageless looking or aged looking. He just constantly looks old. Like when he was like 25, he probably looked just as old as he does now. And you can see now the light is returning. The light returns. Live television, you heard the crowd whooping it up. I mean, they couldn't believe it. Look, he goes to the seats. How could he fake this? And he's back. He did it. This is real, y'all. Whoa. This is real. He claims this is real. There he is.
Dude, he looks like he's sweating one out on an American Standard.
Be throwing up and filling my pants.
He always looks like he's doing that. His greatest gift is pretending he's in pain and breathing hard. Going, he did it as soon as he put the bracelet on. He's like, oh God, oh no, It's like he's great at that. If you're gonna fake something, man, at least make yourself look like a badass. He does the exact opposite. He's like, I want to be the biggest wuss in the paranormal. I'm scared of everything. Everything makes me fill my pants and freak out.
No wonder Ben Handsome was so confident accusing him of being a fake. He fucking saw this before.
Yeah, he probably did, man. He's like, playing this isn't even worthy, but I need to put you away for a long time for doing stuff like this. But maybe this is why people like grab it, because he's like, no, I don't want people to know that one time I tried to teleport myself. He puts this off. I'm sorry, he's almost like an SOS candidate.
And just and we should specify for the audio listeners, he just turned into a blue light and teleported off to outer space and then came back about 20 seconds later. Yep. And now he's hunched over. It's pretty remarkable stuff.
All right, let's finish it out. It's very close. I don't know if there's any more to it. The audience is whooping it up. They can't believe it. I want interviews with them. You wouldn't even bother recreating this. It'd be so easy to just, and the camera got shaky. And of course he cries because he's always crying. And that's it. I think they just, and then it finally closes with the words, has a hoax been going on over 13 years? Is story too good to be true? But it's T-O with just, there's no third O. Too good to be true. It makes me feel like Jonathan made this himself, and that's it. That's the final thing. I even had more. I'm closing it out, man. That's enough. That's all you need to know about Jonathan Reed. Reed visited Freddie and the Alien in the freezer. Wow, what did you guys think, man?
I'm loving it, man. I'm telling you, it was like reminding me of a little bit of that Rococo style and embellish the buildings. It's beautiful to look at, but in the end, it's just a facade.
I just can't believe that he was almost 10 times more credible before that Jaime Maussan live Mexican TV video where he turned into like a JJ Abrams lens flare and then went to outer space, then came back. Like that is wild that he would stand behind that and he would bring that up on Zach Wild's podcast. He'd say, man, I got to demonstrate the gauntlet on live TV. Simply astonishing that he would even try and draw people's attention to that device.
He should have whipped it out, man. Yeah, he did. He wants something to do with that, I don't think, which is funny to find all this. And I had to go deep dive into these weird YouTube channels. One of them led to Jonathan Reed's actual YouTube channel. It's got like 20 subscribers. All right. So I'll say that now. All these millions of people following it. Ben Hansen, you just had an agenda against him. And that's it. There's not going to be this excellent episode, but there's not a poll for this. I'm doing this, pretty quickly, but I do want people to go answer last week's poll. What celebrity would you assault with paranormal questions? Please go to unbelieverspodcast.com. Go answer that poll. And we'll we'll answer that next week. It's weird doing those polls live. I don't want to answer the poll live. So let's get out of this. One more quick segment, but we got to get out proper. Here we go. Is this when you do it live? Here we go. Yeah, talk about the creeps, man. Jonathan Reed giving me the dang creeps, man. Oh, look. So, yeah, we've gone a little longer. Man, I even had more. Jonathan Reed's got too much for me, but I've got one quick thing that I was going to try to work in with a news thing I had. I don't have time for that, but we got some real quick. It's
the Unbelievers mail.
Hey, man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time. Woo!
Doing an Unbelievers mailbag for video. This is actually a video mailbag. I had a story about. Do you guys remember the Scottish story with the UFO balls that came down and that guy's trousers got all messed up?
Weren't there like two balls that were like chained together or something weird like that?
Two balls flew at this guy and his trousers got all ripped up. But there's the story about those trousers. He's trying to put them in the Scottish Museum, but they don't want to put them in there. And he's mad. He's mad that the museum won't take his trousers. He's saying American museums are offering him thousands of dollars to do it. And one of those, but he wants to keep his trousers in Scotland, but they don't even want them. But it's funny that story mentioned the museum in Roswell because a listener of the show, a buddy of the show, Green Finhawk, works for a company that actually made some stuff for the Roswell Museum. And I saved this. I have not opened this. I cut it open beforehand, so I didn't have to look. But these are some items that were sent to me from a company making things for the Roswell Museum. Oh, all right. Here we go. Oh, this is very cool. So this looks like a beer opener, and it says, "Drink till you believe." This is very cool. This is my first time seeing this. This is very cool mailbag. Oh, very cool. I like that a lot. And let's see what else is in here. And it is cows and aliens. I don't know what these are. Is this candy? It says surprise plush toy cow or alien. Either one I could get. I'm very excited about that. But I know this had to do, I think that thing was for the Roswell Museum. And here you go. Very cool. Look, a top secret sticker and a bunch of cool stuff. Very cool. I appreciate it. It's nice that I got something in the mail and we can do a video mailbag of it. So thank you so much.
Nice.
Green Finhawk, really appreciate it. And that's it for the Unbelievers mailbag.
The Unbelievers mailbag.
Hey, man, check your mailbox.
Hey, you got some new mail over here.
Sup, bitches? It's mail time.
All right, we are doing that in lieu of poll results. Go to unbelieverspodcast.com and go answer that poll. And I wish I had to read one. I really do. I feel like there's actually more of him out there, but I have to leave it at that. But before we go, I want to thank you both for being here. I want to thank everyone in the chat for hanging out. Once we close the credits, I'll pull the chat up. We'll talk a little bit. But before we go, Chris Porteous, do you have anything you would like to say or plug?
Oh man. Russ, thanks for inviting me again. You're really bringing it with the space alien nonsense. But I mean, I'm just so plugged in to the current UFO news, and it's getting real, man. Like Jake Barber, 3-hour raw footage interview with Ross Coulthard on News Nation. He says Stephen Greer is the most right person there is in the field. He's verifiably worked on crash retrievals, and he says Stephen Greer knows what's up. This is big. This is big, man. This is crazy.
Right. Let's get into one where we kind of break that down. It's so much going on. There's a lot going on. I do love it. And you also mentioned to me that this is the headline that just floored me, that he said that you are more likely to receive CE5 interaction if you're gay. So I think he's actually calling Stephen Greer for being gay.
Dude,
which is
Kate. Listen, I cannot stress this enough. Like, this is not me like saying I know you guys like.
I'm fine
stuff.
with that.
No, listen, I know you guys like funny stuff. The raw footage interview with Jake Barber and Ross Coulthard on News Nation is full of funny stuff.
I can't wait.
Greer's right about everything, and if you're gay, if you're a gay man, you're more likely to be able to successfully achieve CE5.
That is a true statement. That isn't me just talking to my ass. That is what is alleged now. The lucky gays get to not only be gay, but they also get to enjoy aliens more than any straight ever, which is great. We'll try to get into that. I'm excited to talk about that. And again, thank you, Chris, for being on. And also, Pete McCarthy, do you have anything you'd like to say or plug before we go?
Oh, hey there, gentlemen. I want to say thank you very much, Russ, for having me. It's always a pleasure to join the two of you here as we dissect these so wonderful topics. I would recommend everybody check out Dark Sayings here on YouTube. It's my channel. I've been inactive for a little bit, had some personal stuff going on, but I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. I'm going to be getting a new series. I'm looking forward to doing it by the end of this week, so check it out. Thanks, everybody. Dark Sayings.
Yeah, thank you so much, both you guys, for being on. And I don't know, I'm just saying, go support the show on Patreon. Regardless of what happens here, the audio, the video will be up on Patreon for this. Thank you, everyone who supports the show. That's the only. We don't do ads. We never have ads. We never will. It's the only way to support the show. I appreciate everyone on there. And look, that's it. That's it. The Unbelievers podcast host today were Peter McCarthy, Chris Porteous, and me, Russ Ryan. Our editor is Issa YZ. You can join our Patreon by going to patreon.com/Unbelievers podcast for monthly bonus episodes and more. You can follow the show on Twitter at Unbelievers Pod and Instagram at Unbelievers Podcast. Our Facebook group is the Unbelievable Podcast Network. Our music advisor is Pandora3373. Our official composer and theme song creator is Unbeliever Aaron, aka Aaron Shilb. Follow him on Instagram at the Aaron Shilb. Our official graphic designer and card maker who designed our old logo is Raymond Owell. Check out his work at Harley Warren Art on Twitter and HarleyWarren.com on the internet. Our official guardian of the bench is at Crack and Stacker. Our official alien bopper is Nunchuck Bob. And from Patreon, our official reptilian at the post office is Postal Patty. Our official extraterrestrial woman still waiting for our hashtag rubbing heads to Transits Crescent Moon. Our official Reverend Doctor of the podcast is the non-Newtonian Druid. Our official Big Island Paranormal Friendly Weatherman is Green Finhawk. And thanks for the gift. It's really cool. Our official procrastinator is Jeffrey Hartner. Our official Baby Yoda publicist is Pam D. Our official Unbelievers listening between the stations for a message from Art Bell is Scott E. Our official Unbelievers raising Puckwudgies is Joe Filler. Our official Madman is Unbeliever Adam. Our official Unbeliever Time Traveler is Taylor Nelson. Official Ghost Hunter is Amelia Childs and Ghost Hunting in New England and Juby Halloween on Netflix. Our official senior European correspondent is K-Mill, the I Don't Know podcast. Our official paranormal art curator is Isis Haynes. Our official Rod is Rob Begalamini. Our official Unbelievers in need of titles are all the same people I say every time. And this week's Unbeliever Focus is a name of one of you guys. One of you guys from the chat. You guys just raise your hand and you're the one that gets it, because look, you took Reed's side in this debate, and I don't blame you. And you have vowed to track down that team from fact or fake. You want to get revenge for his slander. And look, if they see any of you, if this person, I can't even name them. I don't want to get them in trouble. If they see any of you, Ben Hansen and the rest, you might not be killed, but surely.
And they were in some kind of mortal conflict.
And they're going to have you.
Throwing up and filling my pants.
That's it. Good night.
almost everything that I see, and I just wanna disappear.
I've subscribed to your mom's OnlyFans. I spent 5 months to get pictures of her flappy giblets, and I spent another $10 a month to chat with her on the AI chat program. It feels great.
I don't wanna pay for anything, clothes and food and drugs for free. If it was 1970, I'd have a job in a factory. I am a man that's made of me. You're on the internet looking at me. I hate almost everything that I see, and I just wanna disappear. Discontinue. Discontinue.
Okay, and I stopped the recording, and that's it, and we're out. Wow, hey, thanks everybody for hanging out. Woo, I didn't know that that would turn into me doing a regular like episodes like that. And if you're in the chat and hanging out, apologies. I have not looked at the chat a single time. I'm sorry about that.
I've been in there.
Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Yeah, and I'll look. Hey, someone sent it to me. Hell yeah, thanks for the show. Duzad. Appreciate it. What's up, everybody? Yeah, there you go. There we go. That was like a live version of the show. And you don't want to see me do the poll live. Like, don't worry. It's not as fun watching it as it, it's not even fun doing it. There's so many quotes and things you got to find. Ooh,
yeah,
that was a fun one. Look, we got away with it. I feel like bandits. YouTube didn't nab us for playing an entire episode of fact or faked. Good job. Thanks.
Decent. I guess it's old enough.
Yeah, and thanks everybody. Oh, yeah, and then hand raised. Who was that? I don't know. I appreciate it. Darcy, maybe. Hey, Darcy, hand raised. Yeah, you were the one who. Darcy, you were the Unbeliever Focus. Unbeliever Focus is Darcy. I'm gonna say this for Issa. Darcy. Oh, wait, I'm not recording. Damn, son.
Still live though.
No, I know. We're staying live. I stopped the audio recording. It's fine. We'll put this out. This is episode 195. You guys got tricked. Y'all got tricked. Y'all got tricked. This was an episode. Yeah, you should have realized that. You probably did. And I appreciate it. This is how I've kind of been wanting to do the show. I like doing it like this. I wish YouTube wasn't mean. And it was so much easier to do video clips than clipping all that audio and doing all that. It's like I like doing it, but I like doing it like this, man. It's fun. I'm sorry. I don't know. And while we're here, you guys are hanging out. You want to know what the hell I'm talking about? We can just talk about this. We don't even need to, but I'll talk about the guy with his pants. And I was trying to get us through it. Here he is. Bonus material.
But just occasionally, there is physical evidence to back up reports of close encounters.
Pants. I totally missed this. It's the great.
On the morning of November the 9th, 1979, forestry worker Bob Taylor walked down this woodland track outside Liverpool.
Okay. Yes. Play possum. Oh, no, another dog story. I know. It's annoying. Even the Bigfoot story we didn't even cover was about a dog who went off and found a Bigfoot running around. And we didn't do it last year, and I don't even think we did it the year before. The charity stream. I'm gonna do it. It might be episode 200, which is gonna kind of coming down the pike. We're at episode 195, but there will be another ASPCA live stream that I will do hours long. I will do it, especially after doing this, hearing all this brutality to Suzy and all this animal nonsense has got me really mad, and I miss doing charity streams. So we will be doing that quite a little bit in the future.
Can we expect some special guests for episode 200?
I'll get everybody. Maybe the Reed will be here. I'm gonna make him answer to his crimes. Let's make Reed answer to his crimes. What do you think about that? Think we can get him? He's going on that. He's going on Dark Hour. What else?
Yeah, I mean, you can get him, but then it's like, do you ask him about the bracelet? Like, what?
I want to see it live. I'll be like, I bet you I can raise $1,000 for dogs if you put that bracelet on and disappear for me real quick. Come on,
okay, we're off the subject, but like, you know what would have made the bracelet amazing is if it was in the original video, but then he never talked about it for like 8 years,
Fuck,
but looked
exactly.
the exact same. Like, but it's not there. You know what I mean? It's that's a shame that he needed another bump, and so that's why it's invented. I hate to see it.
It just distracts from his own. And like, yeah, well, we'll play it just because they show the trousers. And we're
Livingston New Town near Edinburgh.
We all remember this story.
He rounded a corner and was astonished to be confronted by an unearthly object.
It was a huge thing with a big round
With the
dome,
trousers.
a very dark grey colour, and it had a big flange going all the way around.
Way
I
more
could
credible,
see
by the way.
arms.
They have actual evidence on the story, which is great. It's a very short little piece, but you're gonna see some of the evidence. We covered this in the UFO Europe episode with K Mill, just because he lives in England. Like, yeah, that's Europe, right? Close enough. We covered this as the smaller balls that roll around. This is that balls thing. Just because they talk about balls and trousers. Remember, I did the trousers
Sticking out of this flange
that.
with what I took to be blades on the top.
Later, he described what he'd seen to a local newspaper artist who drew this sketch.
Balls.
As I stood here, there was two
It's a
balls
killer
came
shirt he
out.
has on,
Two
though, by the
balls.
way.
I'd think they'd be about 3 feet in diameter, with about 6 spikes, and they were rolling on these spikes.
Like South Park dad bouncing around. You kind of think these giant fucking UFO balls, but I know we've talked about the evidence. When they show it in here, I get actually impressed, Chad.
They came right up beside me, and I remember feeling a tug at that time.
I'm getting older. I realize that I got this guy's vibes. Look at our hairlines next to each other. Like, I'm kind of gonna be this guy in like a few years. I'm not enjoying it. Look at that. Me and him have the same hairline, graying going on, everything. Oh,
I think he had that slower pace delivery a lot earlier in life, Russ. I think you'll be all right.
Let's see me. Oh, wait, let me see me and him. Oh, I don't like it. All right, where were we? All right, there's everybody. Here we go. All right. Sorry.
A very
This is bonus
powerful
content.
smell.
Enjoy.
A choking sort
Trying to
of
keep you up
smell.
from going to bed. We're almost done. He wanted to do
That
2
was it.
hours. I'm like, hey, what's another half hour?
He crawled up this path and staggered home, to be met on the doorstep by his bewildered wife.
It looked terrible when he came in the door, and he just stood at the door, and I said, "Have you had an accident with your lorry?" And he said, "No."
Okay, this is the reason I kept this. She's the best. I've never seen an interview with the wife. The wife is great, and like this is what I love her. Like you could do worse. In Scotland, I'm thinking she's cool. She is cool. She had to put up with this guy's balls story for years. And let's
It
watch
looked
it.
terrible when he came in the door, and he just stood at the door, and I said, "Have you had an accident with your lorry?" And he said, "No, I've been attacked." And I said, "What with?" And he said, "A spaceship." And I said, "Oh, goodness me, there's no such a thing as a spaceship. I'm going to phone the doctor. You must have fell and hurt your head." He looked
Oh, my
quite
God.
shocked, and he was drained. He was right white, and his face was dirty. And
That's
he
how
had
we
a
do,
red scar
Darcy.
here.
Surprise.
She's 33 years old.
His clothes were all dirty, and his trousers.
Well,
and then
trousers that would have gone in my trousers mega cut at the time. This story is all about trousers. Trousers. They want to keep in Scotland. Fuck that. We want your trousers. We
Hey,
need.
She said, "Do you get in an accident with your lorry? Like, is that a car?" Like, I'm ignorant.
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
I don't know what the fuck. Lord, is that like his lord or something? Like
It's an elevator. Is it like an elevator?
I think she's so used to him crashing the car that was her first thought.
The
I
lorry.
think that's what happened. Yeah.
It's like some kind of farm thing he's on. All right, we'll back up a little bit, but not too much.
trousers. And then he told me his trousers had been torn.
Oh, I thought she got hit.
The police
That was a weird cut. It felt like she got hit with the phone. I was like, oh, god damn. All right.
were called, and they discovered inexplicable track marks at the scene of the incident.
On examining the area, I found 2 track marks in approximately 40 holes in the ground. And these are the track marks here, and these are the 40 holes. Since then, I've photographed the holes. This is a photograph of the hole here. This is the holes that measured approximately 3.5 inches. And this other photograph here, you can actually see the tread marks which correspond to the marks here.
So there's real tracks of holes. It's like General Grievous's wheel bike rolled up to him. It's like almost what I get from this. Like whatever this ball was with the spikes, it did just roll up, and the spikes were making tracks, and they've documented it. Crazy.
Yeah, play possum says a lorry is a car, so she's just used to him wrecking shop with the car, drink driving home and such.
But are you talking about play possum? Yeah. Love a good
Yeah.
hole photograph. Oh, these are some great holes they gotten into here. They're like, he's got so many holes documented. It's unbelievable.
Correspond to the marks here. These markings and tracks were actually inside this area here that's fenced off, and there was definitely no other tracks leading to or from this area.
These are the trousers worn by Mr. Taylor.
All right, so these are the trousers that didn't make it into the museum, but they're very like heralded. Look at these old ass handcuffs hanging back here. Keeping his trousers in some dungeon you have here. God damn.
As you can see, they're of fairly heavy material. We have a tear on the
Peekaboo. So he's showing the holes in the trousers. He's sticking his fingers in this man's trousers. Like,
Less than lethal alien technology, just ripping trousers.
That's it. That's all.
The left, just below the pocket, and one on the right trouser.
One
leg,
right on his
again, just below the pocket.
Put a Geiger
These
counter.
marks are consistent with the material having been pulled up while the trousers were being worn.
Well, I'm pretty certain that day that I saw a spaceship sitting here.
We must accept the story of Mr. Taylor. He is a very highly respected member of the community, a man of high integrity, and not one likely to invent such a story.
Amen to that. You got to believe it. And why this museum doesn't want his trousers? That's on them. Okay. Scottish Museum should be taking this man's old pants. They've been on TV more than a lot of pants that we've seen. This is one of the most famous things from Scotland. It's like Nessie, this old guy's pants. What else from Scotland?
Haggis.
And haggis. That's the top 3 things you'll ever get from Scotland. Sorry, I keep going on with this. I'm not gonna pull anything more out. You got any final thoughts before we go?
Yeah, I mean, you can just imagine the museum like information card, trousers ripped by alien balls or something like that. I mean, it's like there's so much baggage that you have to explain to get to the point of the trousers being ripped. It's tough.
There needs to be some kind of museum in Scotland that has like Nessie stuff in it, where you're already going in on weird stuff, so you don't need to really sell it hard that this is something crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. But look, that's it. We're gonna get out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Chris, Pete, you guys are the best. We're gonna end the stream, and I don't know. Let me we can go out. Let's go out and rock ourselves out. I don't know. I don't want a sad song. Let's just let's go with this. It's always fun. Here. You're like, why is it so quiet? Because this is hard to do.
On a trip with the alien fleet, had a spaceship land right at my feet. Then a girl walked outside with x-rays in her eyes and a message intended for me. She said, "Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader. I've got lost information of cosmic creation. Take me to your leader, man." I inquired of her mission, her favorite position. She told me these questions must stop, 'cause she can't be dissuaded until she had made it with someone who ranked at the top. She said, "I am looking for the man, and I can save it from his land. My fine body is the key to set your people free. I'm needed in DC now, please. Now, please. Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader. My headphones were spinning with visions of women like her floating high in the air. I said, why not take me to your planet? You see, we can work on the translations there. She said,
I am looking for the man, and I can save you from his land. My fine body is the key to
Yeah, good night. Goodbye.